Ooh, you caught me. It's primping and priming. Just trying to look good. Wanted to make sure I look good for you guys. Okay, so hopefully this is working. Hopefully this is working. So let's see here. Wizard, I'm here waiting for you, sexy beast. Yes, you are, buddy. Yes, you are. And here I am. Here I am. All right. Oh, Bill and Spider are here. You weren't here the first time. You must have got the notifications on the second time. There we go. Okay, it looks like the comment sections are working again. So that's all right. Hit the like button again. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Exchange rate is $1.34 Canadian and $1 US. I think it's $1.25 today. Is it not, Will? I think it's $1.25. You know what? I used Siri when I did this conversions. I did not actually pull up the Bank of Canada rate. I'm too sexy for my pants. Too sexy for my pants. Well, you know what? You take your pants off, dude. You take your pants off. Don, if you don't sit around with your pants off, then you can't be too sexy. So take your pants off, bro. That's how that works. Hey, 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 hey. Okay, Wizard, you're back. Hit the like. Oh, who the hell was that? We missed one. Houdini's in the house. The timer is running backwards on the last live. Dude, whatever. I don't have a clue. I can't take responsibility for the technical issues, okay? I can't take responsibility for a lot of shit. I'm just way immature. Way too immature. Hit the like button. Dar says to hit the like buttons. Every single one of you get up and hit the goddamn like button right now, please. Try number 2. Well, I didn't have enough time to try number 2. You're the queen. You know what? You like that? Change shirts. Cost you know, you got to keep it fresh. Right? Got to change it up. Keep you guys intrigued. Keep you interested. You know, change the scenery. Okay, we went from who we were. I think we were wearing Megadeth. Now we're at Queen. There's nobody here that can seriously badmouth Queen. If you can badmouth Queen, you can just pack your shit right now and take a walk. Okay, nobody badmouths Queen. I was there when you said, "Let me reboot." Oh, okay, that's good. British Siri sounds sexy. Yeah, you want to do it? All right, Dar's going to drop the link. Save. Dar will take care of the technical issues. Okay, that way I don't have to touch anything and fuck it up. So, sorry, what did you say? British Siri sounds? No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. I hate to say this, Wizard, but no, the British accent. No, that doesn't do it for me. Absolutely not. Now you want to put Siri on like a real nice, senorita, right? Nice Spanish accent. Sign me up. Sign me up. I want my GPS to be with a nice, Spanish accent. It's not going to happen, but throw up StreamYard and see if it works. All right, John, you ready? We're going to try this again, dude. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can't hear him. Oh, there he is.
It has a long delay. I don't see the video.
Okay, I'm just hearing you now. You know what it is? I think it's because you live in Florida, and I think the air is thick and Chicken Hawk's sucking up so much of it right now that your signal's not getting out.
I'm going to try something. I'll join in a second.
So maybe we still got technical difficulties. Who freaking knows? Okay. Bill and Spider. Hey, Bill and Spider, say hi to Chicken Hawk. You two miss each other every time you come in here. Chicken Hawk, Bill and Spider are in here right now. Just so you know, it is not you, it is YouTube. Okay. because this is killing us. Houdini, how do you know? Were you on somebody else's live? Is somebody else live and they're having the same issues? Is somebody else having the same issues? Maybe it's a Canada getting after you. Makes you wonder. Invader, it could be one of many things. You know, dude, I sit here in this room and there's a window right here. And every time because I live out in the country, right? So every time a set of headlights come down that country road, it's like, I don't know, they stop in front of my place. You know, you got to check. Didn't even notice. Welcome back. Well, I appreciate you guys all tuning back in, or at least 27 of yous. 27 of yous. Queen is not Skynyrd. I hear you. Skynyrd is my number 2 of all time. Favorite band, favorite everything. Leonard Skynyrd. There's probably not a Skynyrd piece of music on the internet that I don't have in my phone. But let's face it, Queen's pretty goddamn good, right? There's not a lot of guys. There's not a lot of lead singers or frontmen that can hold a note or they can hold anything to Freddie Mercury. You just can't do it. He's just too goddamn good. I think he just scammed us all into giving him 2 likes in one day. Damn. Mr. Bees. Do I have to up those checks to you to keep your mouth shut? Come on. Damn, man. See, I didn't even think of that. That's how smart you are. That's how smart you are. You would think of something like that. Me, I don't think about that shit like that. Wilbon's 1879. What's up, Wilburner and crew? What's the word? The word is we are not buying a new truck in the immediate future, because if you watched the first live that we had technical difficulties with, the prices just aren't there right now. So we're not doing it. Absolutely. Not unless yeah, sí, señor. Es en Spanish, en español, yeah. We're gonna do a fucking live in Spanish just for Chicken Hawk. Directly choose the Spanish language and you'll have full speech and accent. What, for Siri or for my GPS? I think I can get it for Siri. You know what? It's one of those things I've just never ever seriously messed around with. Probably because I really don't give a rat's ass about it. I feel scammed, come to think of it. You know what? I don't care what you feel like. Your feelings are inconsequential to me. I don't give a damn. I don't care how you feel. I don't give a damn what you think. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you are. Did I miss any? Wizard, I just don't care. Zero, as in fucks given. Oh, come on. You know I'm messing with you. What's up, Red Hawks? Where's the sexy senoritas at? Yes. Well, if they're around, they're probably hanging. Well, Red Hawk has them tied up in his basement. I've been duped. I'm buying all the air and band. I'm buying all the air and band in Florida, Wheelburger. Well, if anybody's going to do it, bro, you would. Bill Spider, hi. Yeah. Every time Chicken Hawk's in here, Bill and Spider aren't, and then I have to listen to it from Chicken Hawk. Where's Bill and Spider? So thank God you're all in here at the same time. There you go. You guys are like long lost lovers. Flatbed trucker. Hello, everyone. How you doing, my friend? Good. Glad you've popped in for the second round here. I live in a gated community, so I don't worry about headlights. You live in a gated community. It's not to keep people out, dude. It's to keep you in. You and I both know it, Chicken Hawk. Don't bullshit the world. Nobody's buying it. It's not so weak. It's not to keep us out of your community. It's to keep you in so you don't get out in the fucking real world. The world knows that kind of crazy. Like, you know what? You get within 30 miles of your place, you can smell the crazy coming out of that place. Hello, good sir. Hello, good sir. A lot of people are putting out on videos, and only subscribers are the only ones getting them. Nobody else. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I don't know you know what? I don't really pay attention to a lot of the shit that's going on. If somebody else is having technical problems, then I kind of catch on to it, but I don't. Whoops! I said welcome back without welcome back permission. I think you're saying permission. He's gonna punch me. Well, hey, if he takes a swing at you, duck. I just point my 30-06 at the headlights. They turn around real quick. Well, I can't do that because there is a neighbor like just over there, and there's another one just like right here. Like I can actually see the lights and shit. So, yeah. And I'm Canadian, which means, we're not allowed to have guns here. Mr. Bees, how are you? What kind of honey is in season? There you go. Let's talk about bees and honey. That's not sweet honey. I got that over there. She's just around the corner. My sweet honey is just right up there. Just run the wheels off your truck. You don't need a new one. You know what? Go truck yourself. That looks like it's going to be an option for at least another couple of months. What are we in May? So May, June, July, August, September, October. So let's say another 6 months. That might just be the option that I'm going to have to choose. Am I going to get the resale value on my truck as big, as high a resale value? Probably not in 6 months. But am I going to be able to, is the price of new trucks going to come down? Yeah. Again, it all boils down to, I can't justify a $300,000 price tag, even with even if I had 120,000 to put down, I can't justify it. So what's going on, John? You tuned in now? I can see him, but I can't hear him. Hold on. There's. Try saying something, John. Can any of you guys hear John? John, nod your head if you can hear me. No? This is some awesome technology. So glad I'm paying for this. Edit mic settings. Okay. How's that? No. I got nothing. Dar. Okay, I'm gonna bring you up onto the screen. I'll keep you off the camera, but I just want to see if your sound works, okay? What?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, bye.
Hold on. Hold on, Dar? Can you guys hear Dar? Chicken Hawk, Wizard, all you guys. Can you guys hear Dar? John, just whip out your dick and show it to the camera if you hear Brian. Dar, sing us a song or something. Okay, so you guys can hear Dar. Okay, so maybe it's got to be something on John's end. Okay, we'll take Dar out. Yeah, okay, you guys can hear Dar. For Christ's sake, it's 2023 and y'all have audio problems. Shake my head. Hey, Jack, if you can do it any better, we'll all come over and sit on your channel. Waiting. It's probably his headset. Well, John, if you're using Apple earbuds, they won't work. They're not compatible with StreamYard. If you have a Blue Parrot headset, you should be okay. We've only had the technology for 30 years. Yeah, shit, eh, Wiz? We've only had the technology for 30 years, so what the hell? Canada is testing their soon-to-be new powers on the wheel burner. you know what? There's bigger fish out there than me to fry, but I would not surprise me. Welcome to the new and improved internet. Yeah, this is the internet with the government listening, right? So now there's another 700 people listening to this live stream, right? My count says there's 27 people in here, but there's 727 because there's 700 government workers all sitting here to listening to make sure I don't utter the words Trudeau should die, or Trudeau's a communist, or utter words like, oh, Trudeau's father is Castro, or to utter the words that he should have died as a child in a fucking pool accident, or utter they're making sure that I don't say stuff like that about our prime minister. That's that's technically correct, Grand Wizard. Mr. Bees, I would love to get some apple blossom honey. Well, dude, Chicken Hawk, Mr. Bees is in North Carolina. How hard would it be for you? You got to be able to swing through there, right? You got to be able to swing through there and pick that up. I think, where are you? Mr. Bees, you're what? Just north of Charlotte or just outside of Charlotte? It's not that far a stretch. Not that far a stretch. Commie internet in Canada. So, hey, Wizard, I hear you. I absolutely agree. I don't think government workers are in here. They don't work past. Well, that's true. They don't work past 5. They don't work past 5 p.m. They don't start before 8. They don't work past 5. Boom, chuckalaka. Sorry, Fate. I threw the chuckalaka in. I know you're just a boom is enough for you when you enter the room. Boom, I got you. But I don't know. I'm feeling a little sparky today and feisty. So boom, chuckalaka. That's what we got today. Student farmer. Hey, Brian, again. Hey, you guys, thanks for picking it back up again. It would have been really embarrassing if I started the live back up again, and then only 3 of you showed up, and 2 of us were me and Dar. Instead of dropping a down payment on a new truck, perhaps getting better internet service would be better. LOL, just kidding. No, you're not. You and me both know you're not kidding. You're serious. And you're trying to hurt my feelings, Red Hawk. Well, guess what? I don't have any feelings. You can't hurt my feelings. No, I have to turn the camera off and have a cry here. Okay. Fuck libtards. Hey, I hear you. Well, them pricks listen in. It just hit the like and should. Yeah, exactly. If I got 700 government fucking guys sitting there listening in, hey, fuckers, hit the like button, would you please? Jesus. Hello, Emma. We have Starlink, but I can't get it to fully work yet, so we're using our other internet. That's the another thing. I don't know if any of you guys have Starlink. So we got it last week. Easy setup, right? Like we're talking like monkey can set this thing up. It's the app, you set it up. We get it all set up. We get it pointed. It directs. It does all the shit it's supposed to do. It's telling us we have like a super fast, super high signal, fantastic. But for some reason, and we've got our password, Dar hooked to set up the password. So you can hook on or you can jump on to the internet, to the Starlink internet, but you don't have internet. Like that when you pull into a truck stop sometimes and you go, oh, the free Wi-Fi, but you go to use it and it doesn't work. That's when it's showing a super strong band. It's showing really good service. But as soon as you try to say you hook onto it, it'll let your phone or your device hook on. But then as say you go to Google and you go to Google something, you don't have a signal or you don't have internet. So we are not sure what is going on with that. That's another technical difficulty. Dar is working on that. Wheel burner, Mr. B's in Eastern and NC. There are no apple trees by Mr. B's. That sucks. That sucks. Starlink is pretty good, but you'd be supporting the war in Ukraine. You know what? Right now, I don't care. I want fucking internet. And by me buying, paying $124 fucking dollars for my internet, no, my $124 is not buying a hand grenade for the Ukraine. My $124 is not buying a fucking machine gun, an F-16, a belt fed machine gun. It's not. I was going to say something else, but I'm not going there. Apple Blossom is more in the north, New York, Maine, that area. Well, yeah, it is. Actually, New York State has some of those beautiful apple trees. I have the same issue here as well. Most of the residents are pretty old in our house complex, and I need more signature for fastest internet infrastructure, and they don't care about that even. That sucks. But from Montreal of the North, Ron, howdy, one and all from Montreal of the North. What the hell is Montreal? Well, Montreal, I know where Montreal is, but where the hell is fucking Montreal of the North? I think you're messing with me, Ron. Red Hawk. Damn, damn. Yeah, you know what? We got to get her working, eh? I am in Como, North Carolina, next to Murfreesboro in North Carolina. Okay. All right, so you're not near Charlotte then. Montreal, a beautiful hellhole. Well, you know what? I don't mind Montreal. I don't like driving in Montreal. It would be nice if all the people in Montreal left and I could go into Montreal. Montreal is beautiful. It's got some really historic buildings. It's got some historic sites. It's got some really nice places to go. St. Catharines. If you've never walked up and down St. Catharines on a Friday night in the summer, that's a good time. I promise you that is a good time. But I just need all the people to leave. Mr. B's, yep, Western Virginia, North and New York, absolutely. Feelings? What's that? Exactly. I don't have a clue. I had Starlink. It'll be ready to go in 2 to 3 years. Nick, I don't know what the deal is on this. I really don't. Like I said, it's showing that it's working. It's showing that it's operational. It's showing that like the fucking satellite dish sat there and did and hovered and did all the shit it was supposed to do. Nothing. And there's not like a 1-800 number you can call, right? You have to do everything online. There's no 1-800 number, come fix my shit number. It's fucking everything's online. You got to constantly, and I hate that. I want, if I'm spending money for something like that, I want to talk to a person. I want to talk to a person. Yes, swallows trucks whole. I don't want to know what swallows a truck whole. Mr. B, probably a lot of clover honey over by you. What up, Tolga? I'm actually trying to multitask, listen to 2 different live streams at once on top of listening to Spotify. Damn, son, you are talented if you're doing that. You are damn talented if you're doing that. The price has drastically dropped. I got a credit today for the difference in price. Yeah, it's actually not a bad price for what it is. Okay, John, I just got your private chat. Still got the delay, and I can hear you. Yeah, but I can't hear you. You could hear me, but I could not hear you, sir. Elon has over 2,000 Starlink satellites being used over Ukraine at the moment. All companies are corrupt. Well, yes, I agree. So you're going to stop using every single company? It's one of those things. That Elon Musk, as he comes off as a saint for a lot of the other shit he's doing. Okay, so right hand, you watch what the right hand's doing, so you don't see what the left hand is doing, right? That's what's going on here. But what the right hand is doing with this Starlink thing, I enjoy. The price is right, and if I can ever get the goddamn thing to work, it'll be fucking phenomenal. Is there still a waiting list for Starlink? Yeah, we had to wait a year. Rest Area Raccoon, we waited a year for it in Canada. I'll say it, honk honk, you got it. Not here, Raccoon. Dar saying there's not a waiting list. Dar, we waited a year for it. We did, but there's not a list. No, but all of a sudden it got to us, and then fucking everybody else got it because we were the last ones waiting a year. I don't think so. There's still a wait. I mostly let the bees have the honey. If someone asks for some, I just go grab a big piece of comb for them. That would be nice. That would be nice. I would love to have honey like right out of the comb like that. There was until 2 weeks ago. Okay. Can my $124 buy a hooker? Well, 120K. Who was it that did the conversion there? Wasn't Nick? $124 American. That's got to be at least $155 Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, that'll get you at least probably about an hour. An hour. My internet is with Comwave. I don't know. Well, we're with somebody else. The internet we have it's not the greatest, but at least it's consistent, right? It's a little slower because of where we live, but at least it's consistent. It doesn't crap out, doesn't shit the bed. It always works. But then Starlink came and we're like, oh, let's jump on board with that. So our taxes are definitely buying belt-fed machine guns and hand grenades. Wizard, I agree with that. But if I'm going to blame every single private company out there that has some way, shape, or form has funds or something directed towards that war, and we're going to boycott it all, dude, you won't even be able to go to McDonald's. Okay, you won't be able to go to fucking Burger King. You'll be taking your iPhone and throwing it out the window. They all do. At some level, some way, shape, or form, $1 or $2 from every single bloody company, Canada and the US, has funds being funneled into the Ukraine disturbance or war, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? But if you think of it in those terms, you know what? You're going to be sitting at home on your milk crate and your 2x4 because even the people that build your couches, their money's going there too. You're going to be sitting there all by yourself. Unlike Chicken Hawk, who's spending $150 and getting a hooker. Now I can guarantee goddamn to you, Chicken Hawk's money, his money is not going to the Ukraine. It's not support that hooker money is not supporting belt-fed machine guns or hand grenades. I promise. You can take my word on that. At least not this week. Chicken Hawk, yeah, one that'll leave you memories and don't mean in a good way. Yeah. You know what? It's usually good though. Chicken Hawk, go get the shot of penicillin first. Go get it first. Don't wait. Don't wait. It's an inevitable shot. You're gonna need it. You got to take it. Go have the shot of penicillin first, then put out those big bucks for that prostitute. Sorry, Mr. Peace. I make more in selling wax than I make in honey. I believe that. Our internet is AT&T, but they are installing Blue Streak, Blue Star, Blue Balls, Blue something, Blue Bell. Yeah, yeah. Your AT&T is pretty good. When like I'm with Rogers Telecommunications in Canada. And Rogers has an agreement with AT&T. So when I cross the border, my phone automatically jumps onto the AT&T towers. Now I can direct it to Sprint or Verizon or whatever. I can go into the settings and go there, but it's automatically, it jumps from Rogers right onto AT&T. If I was with, I think, Bell Canada up here and you jump and you cross the border, it jumps automatically, I think, to Verizon or Sprint. And I don't have any problem with AT&T. It's like politics. They all suck shit. They're still launching satellites. Dude, they're going to be launching satellites long after you and me are dead and buried. I hate driving through. Oh, Karen, you and me both. I hate driving through Quebec. It's just, if I could drive down through Maine and go down and around and come back up and not have to go through Quebec at all, I would. Did you talk about your truck shopping experience? Yeah, I did, Bulldog, or Big Dog, sorry. The first live I did tonight, something happened with the internet and something happened with the YouTube and it crashed. But I did go through it in there. So I'm going to leave it up. and you should be able to go in there. I think it's probably about go in probably about 25, 30 minutes. And I'll just tell you now, okay, I went to 3 dealerships today. I spec'd 3 trucks. I did the 24 VNL 860 Volvo. I did the 2024 International LT, and I did the 2024 Kenworth T680. But I'm not going over all of that again, so you got to go watch it. But it's probably worth the watch to you if that you're in the market for a new truck. Cheap Freight Hauler, evening everybody. What the hell's going on with you, son? Where you been? You're late. You weren't in the first one. Cheap Freight Hauler, hi. How is the planting season going? Damn, can't trust cat lady. LOL, just kidding. An hour and a rash to go with it. An hour and a rash. There you go. Exactly. And actually with Chicken Hawk, it's not that bad because it's not like it's one of those rashes that he's never had before. Let's face it. Chicken Hawks, if he hasn't had the rash on this side of his nuts, he's already had it on the other side. It's not a big deal. Yeah, truck details where we're insane. Yeah, well, I'm still choking on it. Paying double than what we were in the city for less. Yeah, that's funny. When we lived in the city and we were in the city limits, our internet was a lot cheaper and a lot more stable. Imagine everybody from their respective towns all honking and showing our numbers at the prescribed tone. Well, you'd have a lot of pissed off people. Chase Finn, can Starlink go mobile yet? Would be nice to have some. Yeah, dude, they have it. They do. They have Starlink for your motorhomes, and you can put it on a big rig. You can do it. So the one for the motorhome is significantly smaller, and from what I understand, it's more expensive. So, but you can do it. They have Starlink, and there's no wait. There's no wait on it. If you want it, you can order it and probably have it in 4 days. Elon will fucking overnight it to you. Just tell him Red Hawk. Tell him Red Hawk. You're a friend of Red Hawk's. Elon will show up at your door with it. He'll deliver it in person. Matter of fact, he'll climb up the top of your truck. He'll probably install it for you. Yeah, you can get an RV1 Chase, but you have to be stopped to use it. Well, yeah, you're going to look pretty stupid fucking driving down the road watching it, aren't you? Midget hookers are very expensive. You would think they would be half price, but they are not. You are absolutely right. You know why? Because they are called what's called a novelty item. They are technically a novelty item. So you are correct, Mr. Bees. You'd think they'd be half price, but they are not. Novelty items. Chicken Hawk being going okay. Volume is not as good as the last few years, but we've had a decent spring. Well, that's why he's a cheap freight hauler. Yep, our friends live in the country and they pay a lot of money for the internet. Yeah, our internet is not as good, and I think it's almost twice as much. I need a belt-fed machine gun. Bro, don't we all? Oh, I meant to ask you, Nick. You're coming up the end of this week here. So this is what, week 2 with the new gig, the new deal? The end of week 2 or the end of week 3? I think we're at the end of week 3, sorry. How'd we do this week? Very curious. I bet if you give it a few months, they'll be begging you to buy a truck. You know what, Invader? I know like these sales guys, and that statement is probably truer than you think. Okay, it's probably truer than you think, because when these prices get like this, it's not like guys like me and you, Don, are running up to the dealership to buy trucks. We're not. And even now, right now, with the price of the dollar and with the market the way it is and the freight market the way it is, even companies like mine that can afford to buy 20, 30, 40 at a time, they're not, right? Truck sales are going to go stagnant. You watch. They're going to go stagnant. And you are absolutely right. It probably within 6-8 months, all 3 of these salesmen are going to be calling me going, hey, Kriska or such and such company ordered 10 of them, and they came in and they only took 5. So I've got 5 of them here, and your name, Brian, just happened to be at the top of the list. We've got a smoking deal on this week only. I wouldn't be surprised, Invader, if that exact thing happens. Midget hookers are expensive because they're rare. That's what I said. They're novelty, right? They're a novelty. You got to catch them all.
Can you hear me?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right.
That's good, man. Love that beard, man. You growing that sucker all the way in or what?
I've just been lazy.
You've been lazy.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
Yeah, no shit, eh?
Yeah, we got 3 acres, and our zero-turn mower is in the shop and has been for a month, so I've been push mowing it.
Oh, no, not me. Don't you have like a couple of kids down the street you can hire? You're working all week and you're push mowing. No, not me. You're a better man than I am. Mind you, I've got a whack of kids, right? So it's like, you guys want to eat this week? Mow the lawn, right?
Ours are just a little bit too young. Give it a year or two, and I'd have them out there.
Yeah, right on. So how'd you do this week? You have a good week?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Good.
Finally getting this dedicated run figured out.
Yeah.
But they so whenever I first started, they were like, just come in anytime and we'll get you unloaded. And then it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they're like, nope, we are not unloading you before 6:30. So
Right.
So
yeah,
oh well.
Sucks. Hold on here. I'm trying to get your name because you came up as Trucking with Liberty, but you're in here in the chat as WCF Invader. So I'm trying to get change that so that I can click when I click on here, so your name comes up, so people can, because you've got your Trucking with Liberty channel, and I want to push it. Right? I want to promote it.
You're cool.
Oh, there it came up as Invader, but I don't want it as Invader. Oh man, see. Dar, did you see that? You didn't see it.
This one likes us a lot.
Invader's got his kittens. He's holding them up to show you. Put them away. Come on. Like, where's my cat? I'm gonna throw my cat at the guy.
This one loves me.
That is sweet.
Yeah,
it's
the only one out of 5 that runs up to us.
It is, eh? Well, hold on. You had a litter. So how many did you have in the litter? 5 in the litter? 5?
The rest of them are up here in their little house.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You see, that's the age there that I like them at, right? Once they get bigger, once they get older, they get that cat attitude, like they become little bitches and they don't want nothing to do with you. So that's when I don't like them anymore.
I don't know. Their mom is like a dang dog, so they may not grow out of it. We'll see.
Yeah. Right on. Are you watching now? Fuck off. You know what? I should have gone, okay, should I let him in? Yeah, I'll let him in. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
There you go, Dar.
Oh God, hold on. Keep it there. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. There it is.
This is our favorite. He has he basically adopted us, or she.
How old are they, Don?
They were born March 26th.
Can you hear her laughing? She's laughing. Oh, I just don't need any more cats, man. I really don't. We've got the how many Devons? We got 3 Devons now, and the big boy, the big cat, just house mutt. It's a mutt. It's a cat, but it's a mutt. So we've got the 4 cats and the 2 dogs. I just don't need another cat. Otherwise, Otherwise, Dar would take the car and meet you at the border and smuggle it across. She'd smuggle it, under her shirt if she thought she could do it. See, look at there. She is there. Yeah. I need a gray one. She needs a gray cat.
We got 3.
We need all the cats. No, we don't, honey. We don't need any more cats. Your head is shake, man. What's the matter with you? Yeah.
So they got 2 different dads, we think. One of them, like this one, looks just like his dad.
Yeah.
The others, I'm horrible with breeds, but I don't know where. Oh, here's the mom's over here eating. I'll show you her real quick. That's the mom. Ah, this is hard
That's
to do.
Mama? Oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, it's like a dang dog.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous.
So
She's
2 of them look like her.
yeah.
The other 3 look like the other dad cat.
Right on.
The other cat that she mated with looked exactly like her, but just a little bit more orange.
Right. Well, I don't. As long as you keep throwing cats on your screen, I don't think I can be your friend anymore. So I'm just going to make a note here. WTF Invader, no. Okay. Trucking with Liberty, F off, no.
Well, in all honesty, we're going to keep all of them. They're going to be outdoor cats.
Are they?
They
Yeah.
took to the litter box like quick. I literally put one in the litter box, press their paw against it.
Yeah.
Within 2 or 3 minutes, it was peeing in there. And then I did that to all of them, and then I left the garage, and then I come back, look in there. The thing's got plenty of, they used it.
Yeah.
They've taken it quick. I was surprised.
We've been fortunate, actually. Well, and every cat that we brought in the house, we've had the same experience. Like, took to the litter box immediately. Never had an accident, and I absolutely hate the smell of cat piss. Right? So we've been really lucky. We've never had. Actually, we've had one accident. It was my fault. I locked the cat out, and she wasn't able to get at the litter box. So she had an accident. And that's on me.
Yeah.
I can't blame the cat. But yeah, we've been really, really lucky in that sense. Let me tell you.
Yeah, so far all these are pretty good. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm more of a dog person, but these cats are pretty nice.
Yeah.
My wife wants them mostly so we don't ever get mice. I mean,
Well, that's why we have the outdoor, right? We have the 3 Devons in the house. They're more the delicate little play, whatever. But we've got the big Butch Davy, and he's an outdoor cat. He spends most of his time outdoor. And Don, I'm telling you, we live out in the country, and we don't have mice. We don't have rats. We don't have. Now he gets a little carried away because he's out there, he massacres everything. Squirrels, chipmunks. He went up a tree and wiped out a whole nest of robins. Wiped out all the babies, the mother. He's just an absolute killing machine. It sucks. Yes, it's unfortunate, but you know what? Again, my property, I don't have mice. He does such a good job taking care of the mice. Anything small, it's gone, rats, anything like that. He takes care of it all. But like the other morning, what day was I home here in the middle? I was home in the middle of the week. I went out the next morning out into the back porch there. I was having my coffee, and there's a dead squirrel and a dead chipmunk because he kills them and then brings them home, right? And the cats do that. They do that. They're bringing you a present is what they're doing. It's like, look what I did for you, right? So you go out on the back porch. Like, I got a big deck on the back of my house, and there's a goddamn dead. There's corpses laying out all over the property on the back of the house. So you got to watch when you walk out first thing in the morning if Dave's been out all night, because he's out there just killing everything in sight. absolutely killing it. And then he'll come in the house and he's got like a white whisker, sort of like my beard, right? So it's white whisker, and he'll come in, it'll be red. You'd think you'd think he was like a tiger or a lion and he just took down like a gazelle, because he's just covered. He's got blood in his paws, and it's like, what the fuck did you just kill, right? And he's done, like I said, squirrels, rabbits, like he takes them all. Squirrels, rabbits, chipmunks, rats, mice, birds, bats. I mean, you name it, the little bastard's killing it. But I'm not gonna bitch about it, because, like I said, I got a pretty clean house, right? We've not had a mouse come into our house.
Yeah,
So,
she's killed a squirrel and a bird that we know of, but she
Yeah.
doesn't bring the stuff to her house. She just
no,
she'll just play with them and then leave them after they're dead.
yeah. Oh, that's the other thing he does, and this was actually kind of disturbing. Okay, we caught him with a frog, because we've got some marshland that runs up on either side of our property. Like, it's just a little. So at certain points in the season, you'll get frogs, right? We caught him on the front lawn on a beautiful day. He went into the water, got the frog, brought it out. This is sick. He broke both the frog's legs, and then he laid there and fucking played with it while it was like flopping around. And he's sitting there batting around and having fun. And I'm like, you are one sick little bastard, right? You are one sick little bastard, right? Killing he's got Kermit out front there, and he's just, he broke both the frog's legs so it couldn't go anywhere. He's just playing with it. He's just big, and he's laying on his side, and he's just doing all the hold on. Here. Hold on. This is Dar's favorite right here. This is Pootie. This is a Devon. This is the smoothest, softest cat. Like, they're one step up from being a naked cat.
Yeah, it looks very thin.
But it's almost like a down, right? It's almost like a down fur. It's so soft. Okay, John, we're gonna try this one more time, bro.
All right, can you hear me?
God, touchdown!
Holy shit, it worked. Fucking Canada messes everything up.
It ain't Canada, motherfucker. You know exactly.
I blame it all on Canada, motherfucker.
Well, you know what? Blame it on Trudeau then. Don't blame it on Canada, for Christ's sake. Hold on a second. I'm just gonna change.
Who put Trudeau in power? The Canadians.
You know who put that dickwad in power? When he first came in, right? When he first ran for office, the people that put him in were the age between 19 and 25. And do you know why? Because he promised to legalize weed. That is what won our prime minister the initial election the first time. He promised to legalize marijuana, and he did it, but he messed up everything else.
What is now?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. You know it. He promised to legalize weed, and that is how our prime minister is in power. And now we can't get rid of the guy. We can't get rid of him. We're stuck with him for what? Another 2 years?
Wow.
What we need, John, this is what we need, right? And okay, I got John and Don. Okay, this is going to be a mouthful. What I need is some crazy fucking jacked up American to come walking out of the fucking hills of Alabama somewhere with a long rifle and a scope, and just come on up and, like, I'll let you in the country. Just leave my name I'll leave my name at the door when the guy's coming into Canada, right? I'll just tell them you know me. They'll let him in. Tell him to come up here and just take care of the problem we've got. There are a lot of Canadians that will throw his bail, pay his legal bills. They will take care of everything if he's crazy enough to do it. That's literally what we need.
We will find out if YouTube is monitoring this very quickly.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I had the RCMP, which is Canada's. Well, John, you know what it is, right? It's
Yeah.
Canada's FBI. When I made that comment back when I was back at doing the convoy, when I made the comment about the only way I'd save Trudeau's life would be to take my foot off his head if he was drowning. When I said that, within 2 hours of that live stream, that was like at 7:15 in the evening, and around 9 o'clock, they were parked right outside the house here, the RCMP, and they made their presence known. That because of what I said, that they wanted to make sure that I didn't literally have Trudeau in my swimming pool with my fucking foot on his head, right? Because I'm only 120 miles from Ottawa.
They would really flip if
Where I
I
live,
would.
only 120 miles. Like I could get on a bike and I could be there. It'd take me a while, but I could get there if I had to.
They would really flip if I got my dragon off and showed it off on camera right now.
You're what?
Dragon off. It's a Russian sniper rifle.
Yeah. You know what? I know for a fact only because Sterling did it. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
Sterling went live the other day, and he pulled out. He was talking about a couple of his rifles, and he pulled up. It was just a little 22, like a 22 long rifle.
Like,
So you don't want me to open that?
He pulled it
go
up.
for it, bud. Go for it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. He pulled
Go for it, man. Go for it.
He put it up above his head, and YouTube shut him down.
Mm-hmm.
They shut down his stream right there on the spot.
But yeah, you can look up a guy named Brandon Herrera on YouTube. He's a gunsmith. He does nothing but guns. Takes them apart, shoots them, has a gun meme, and the section called the Darwin Awards, where people are handling guns stupidly.
Yeah.
And something bad happens.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, the hypocrisy.
Dude, you can go on YouTube and you can watch somebody getting their head blown off by a gun.
Yeah.
Right? You can literally watch what these guns can do and watch them get shot and watch them get fired. But I couldn't pull out I couldn't pull out a 44 auto handgun right now and show it on the screen. They'd shut me down. I don't understand that. Where do they have the right to do that when you can do so many other things with a gun or with the violence of what a gun can do? But I can't just say, hey, look at this. I got this new Glock today, or I got this new 44, or I got this new Beretta. As soon as I hold it up, they shut the channel down.
There, I threw up the link for his channel. Check him out.
Right on.
Did he get a strike then?
Yeah. He got a strike on that.
Yep.
And of all goddamn people, Sterling. Like, come on, really? Sterling? Right?
Lord.
This is a guy that, no, you don't have to fucking worry about. But yeah, sure as shit. Yeah, he took a strike for it. It's like not right. And it was a harmless gun. Like I said, it's not like it was an AK-47 or an AR-15.
Yeah,
just
a little planker. That's ridiculous.
A 22, a 22, unless you're, if you're more than 15 feet away, is not going to kill you. A 22, a 22 to the head is it's gonna kill you. But if you're away, you shoot somebody with a 22.
No, I beg to differ. My 22 Magnum long rifle, I will put some serious holes into you at 50 feet, 25 yards. Oh yeah, you've never seen what a long rifle Magnum bullet will do? Ooh, they got some fucking power. Let me tell you.
I'm writing that shit down. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna do.
Look up a 22 long rifle Magnum against gel block and see the damage, the cavity that thing leaves. They are very underestimated rounds.
Yeah.
Especially
all I'm going off with those there, all I'm going by is back in the day when we had, just the straight 22s when we were out in the farm, you could shoot, you'd pick off a squirrel, chipmunk, and a bird or something like that, and you'd kill it, but you wouldn't do a whole lot. I'm sitting there looking, I was holding this rifle and I'm going, okay, my brother's right there. if I shot him in the ass, like, with a 22, is it gonna? It's not gonna kill him.
We used to use this stuff called rat shot in the barns. We still do. Rat shot is a 22 long rifle, but instead of lead, it has rock salt on the end of it.
Right.
So it'll punch, but it won't explode something. So you can shoot
Okay.
rats, you can shoot just about anything you want to, and it'll just pepper it like buckshot
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stun it. Well, you can shoot humans with it too, and it won't penetrate the flesh, but it'll sting like a motherfucker.
Okay, we're gonna get some of that. I saw this thing. Actually, where did I see it? I saw it at the Iowa 80 truck stop. They're using that concept for killing bugs, for killing
Yes.
like they've got some kind of it's almost like a handgun type deal, but
Yep.
it's salt and it puts it out at such a quick pressurized like pop that it scatters salt and it'll kill, like you could have 2 or 3 like flies in a small area and it'll kill all 3 of them right there on the spot.
The
Right.
problem is you're blowing the wings and shit off, and they're going God only knows where in the restaurant. Not real smart. That's
Yeah,
like
well,
putting one of those fucking bug zappers right above the table. And
yeah,
letting
well,
the bitches fly
I
into
don't
that.
usually eat at a restaurant where the zap 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 is right above my head. It's like I don't need any extras. I'll pay for what I want. I don't need any extras dropping into my food, right?
Yeah.
How would that work going across the border if you had something that looked like a gun, but it wasn't a gun? Like if it was something like that.
Oh, they would hammer you so hard.
Yeah.
They would send you away, but they would make sure you don't do that shit again.
Yeah. If you come like I cross the border 3 times a week back and forth, right? Usually.
Mhm.
If I had anything that resembled that they could see, because they ask me, even though they know me at most of the borders now, right? I'll roll up and they'll go, "Hey, Bri, what have you got today?" I tell them what I've got today, this or that or whatever, but they still ask you, "Do you have any firearms? Do you have any cash firearms or fruit?" Especially coming into Michigan. For some reason, Michigan wants to know if I have fruit. I'm smuggling fucking fruit into Michigan for some reason, right? But they always ask you if you got firearms for some, and no. And then coming into Canada, even though I'm a Canadian, they always ask me again, are you bringing anything back with you? Do you have any firearms with you? No. If I had something that resembled a gun, they might want to take a look at it, but depending on what it is, say it was, for example, like the cigarette lighters you can get. They look like those like say a Walter PPK, but it's a cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
Yep.
They would jump you real hard for that. I mean, jump you really fucking hard, enough that they would pull you out of the truck. They'd go through. They'd be pulling shit out of your truck. They'd have the dog in your truck. They'd be taking a tour of the inside of your truck. Absolutely.
I let them clean out my truck, and I just leave the trash there.
I'll be right
Works
back
for me.
in, Wilbur.
Okay. Well, John, trust me, you don't want them cleaning out your truck.
Oh,
Because
they
here,
have before.
have they? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've had them go through my trucks multiple times,
Hmm.
and they're not nice about it, right? Like
Yep.
literally, they take everything on the inside. What they'll do is they'll pull your bed sheets and your bed comforter and all that down to the bottom of your bed and just leave your
Yep.
bed sheet there. And they empty everything in your entire truck, every cabinet, every drawer, everything onto your bed, and then they go through it all.
Yep.
And then they just fucking leave it there. Right?
Yep.
They fucking just leave it there, and then they come out, and everything you own is on your bed. Everything, pens, pencils, everything, all your clothing, food, everything. And they're not obliged to put any of it back.
Nope.
They're not obliged to do any of that. They just
And they're not responsible for any damages either.
No,
Just like
No.
on a home.
no, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's, you know what? Enough is enough. Like, I got no problem if you guys want to come in and take a look. And I've actually, if you come into Windsor from Detroit,
Yeah.
into the Canadian side, they are probably the coolest because they are also the most strict. And I've been to secondary more times there than any other border that I've crossed at. But I've always, didn't matter what that is doing, I've asked them, could you put the booties on when you go in? Because I don't wear my shoes in my truck, right? My
Yep.
shoes stop at my door. They don't make it past the door. So my truck is sock driven. So I've always got, the inside of my truck is always clean. And they're always respectful. They're always clean. They don't leave any marks. Anything that they touch or move, they put back, unless they find something they really want to take a second look at. And then they might leave it on the bed, or they might leave it on the passenger seat. But they don't tear the place to pieces and just leave it there. They do that in Buffalo, like coming back in or back and forth in Buffalo. They do it, and they do it in Sarnia, right? Port Huron.
Yep.
In Sarnia. But for some reason, Detroit, Windsor, they are the most considerate. They're the most considerate. I've had my truck tossed. I've had them pull the seats out of my truck, unbolt the fucking seats, John, and take the seats clean right out.
Wow.
And they're not obliged to put them back in. They leave
I've
you.
never had them go that far.
I've had them do everything. The only thing I've never had them do is rubber glove me.
They've emptied everything in my truck after I gave them federal paperwork. Yeah, they emptied everything in my truck because they were curious.
But can they do that? Even though you've got the federal paperwork and the clearance, you can still do that?
Once you cross the border, they can. Now, if I'm running with a security detail, they will not even try.
Yeah.
They will just let me pass right through. But if I go just solo, they want to see what's there every single time. I mean,
well, what do you do, for example, because you've got weapons in your truck?
Yes.
Because you're supposed to have weapons in your truck doing your job,
I
right?
tell them, I'm straight up with them. I let them know what I have and where it is.
You do. And do they? Well, how do they handle that? Because I know Canada Customs. If you were just a regular Joe Blow, a U.S. truck driver coming into Canada, and you had whatever, didn't matter what the fuck you had any kind of handgun or whatever, dude,
there'd be big time problems.
Hey?
Big time problems. Yeah.
Yeah.
But since I have paperwork and I'm cleared, then they unload them, they check them, make sure that they're not stolen and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then they put them back unloaded, of course, back where they got them from. I mean, it's very sweet, very simple. But yeah, they want to try the limit, but they don't want to try to push it too hard.
Right.
Because that just starts all kinds of bullshit that they don't want to get into.
But they don't ever crack the seal and open the trailer, do they?
No, they're not that stupid.
No, okay. I was going to say, because that'd be a whole different road. That'd be a whole different road. Yeah.
No port of entry is that stupid.
No, well, hey, you've never. I don't know when the last time you crossed up at Lansdowne, Alexandria Bay. We got some up there that just might be dumb enough to try it. We got some up there.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Just be dumb enough to try it. I haven't had enough bullshit this week. Let's open one of these federal trailers and see what's inside. Take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, breaking the seal on my trailers is not a wise idea.
No. Hold on a second. Alaska Hall. Do I plan to go to Alaska? Any plans on going to Alaska in the near future? Bro, you know what? Dar and I were talking about it. We wouldn't mind taking one of the cruises. If you're asking would I go to Alaska to take a load, yeah, I would. I was offered a load last year and the load fell through. It's ridiculously priced to go to Alaska because you're going up on one price and you're coming out of there empty, right? You're always coming out of there empty. It's not like you're going to get loaded coming out. So, but Dar and I want to go up and do the cruise. We want to do the cruise, do the Alaskan cruise. TJ, there you go, buddy. Look at that,
baby. On, man.
Isn't that a beautiful hat? Look at that hat, bro.
Hell yeah, looks great. What are you up to?
Goes with the beard, boy.
Oh yeah. What we got in here? What's up, John?
What's going on, TJ?
Not much. Just thought I'd come and pipe in real quick, see what's going on.
All of us sporting beards.
over here at a friend's birthday since 2004. His birthday lands on Cinco de Mayo, right? We've had these. We went from these low key type deals to these just breakdown. That's the wife. Say hey. Just these breakdown of falling in the passing out in the backyard kind of thing. It's going to be a low key one tonight, so we're just having a couple of beers with him and
So what is
hanging
that?
out. So.
Does that mean that only half of you are going to pass out outside in the backyard tonight?
No. No, that was years ago. No, we're just having a couple beers, and his family will come over and eat some pizza, and we'll jet out of here by 8-9 o'clock. So
It's Cinco de Mayo. Have some tequila at least.
say again.
It's Cinco de Mayo. Have some tequila at least.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know if they have any. I don't think he's much of a hard liquor drinker. So.
Okay, I'm going to ask an ignorant question, but I've got 3 Americans sitting here. What the hell is it? I know
it's a Mexican independence holiday.
I know it's a
But
Mexican.
we use it for an excuse to celebrate his birthday.
Okay, so in other words, it's just a reason for you guys to have a big drunk fest.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah,
pretty much.
for the most part. You want to meet him?
Am I close? Like it's just another reason for you guys to tear it up, get drunk, fall down, burn some shit, shoot your guns, and.
Chris,
Spot on.
Different than St. Patty's Day.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
shit,
For
chaos.
fuck's sake, what do you want?
What the hell is that behind you?
It's a virtual background.
Dang, I need to do that.
Oh, now
That's
he's
my
getting really
clutter.
techy.
Hey, Wilbur, I'm gonna have my buddy pop in, his birthday buddy. He's wearing one of the other hats that you might like.
Yeah, bring it on, man.
But I'm gonna introduce him, so because good people need to meet good. So hey,
Are you
Wilbur,
sure you
this
want
is
to do
Chris
that to this
Davison,
group?
good friend of mine, longtime friend.
How you doing, Chris?
This is Will Burner,
How you doing?
organized
What's up?
WCF, and John.
You guys got a lot better, cooler names than I do. I got a gamer tag and it's called Stud Muffin.
There you go.
Well, at least you guys understand. Everybody else, I get hit on by random
Wow.
people.
Oh, you
Yeah.
better watch out. There's some guys in the chat right
It's
now.
all right. I don't get to play that much. So I was kind of keeping an eye on the pizza.
There you go.
We're going fancy tonight. Papa Murphy's, baby.
You got Papa Burger in Canada there, Will Burner?
No,
No? Really?
You
we,
got to
you
have
know what?
something equivalent to.
Our pizza up here sucks. Our
Take it
We
back.
pizza,
don't have good
our
pizza.
pizza up here sucks, dude. Trust me. If
Everything's that woke
we go
up
across the
gluten
border,
free shit.
it sucks.
I know
Our-
a Canadian.
I never understood Papa's Murphy's.
Your
If
song's
I was
on.
going to go out
Oh,
there and
shit.
buy pizza,
All
I
right.
want it cooked
His
already.
song's on. Hey, it was nice to meet you guys.
You
Later.
too, buddy.
I gotta
You
check
too.
on the pizza. We got take and bake. It's called Papa Murphy.
Little
Yeah.
Caesars
It's awesome.
bakes
Say
too.
get her done.
In
Get her
Canada, we drink Keystone beer and we all pop a boner. So
Here we go.
Well, you gotta stay hydrated.
exactly.
This is why I don't get hungover. It's because most of it's water.
Exactly.
Eh,
We're hydrating. We're hydrating.
Yeah.
But it's
You
not
drink
horse
24
piss.
Keystone and run a marathon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys,
I don't want to be on my lips. I got
Yeah,
shit to do tomorrow.
hey man, you guys take care. We just thought he'd pop in and say hey.
Hey,
All
thanks,
right.
thanks for
Later.
showing
It
up.
was nice to meet you guys.
All right, later on.
Later, guys.
See ya.
So is yours different up there than it is down here? Because this thing has horrible aftertaste.
It's you know what, Chaos. It's taken me a little bit to get used to it.
So it's okay.
Right.
So it wasn't great first off.
It leaves me like the first like when you first start drinking it, it's not bad, and then you got this. I don't know how to describe it. What kind of whatever aftertaste, but there is. It's not like regular Dr. Pepper.
I think it's the what is that artificial sweetener?
Aspartame.
There you go.
Holy fuck! You mean I knew something you didn't? Like what the
I
hell's
knew
going
what it
on?
was. I can never remember the name of it because it's one of those names that's always complicated to remember.
I just remember the word ass. It starts with ass.
That's
because it
what I
tastes.
was trying to remember.
It
I
tastes
remember
like,
the
it
eggs.
tastes
That
like
was it.
you know what? I'm getting used to it now. I don't mind it. I've probably drinking now. I've probably drank. I would have to say probably 2 cases of this shit since I started drinking it last week. And I say cases, I mean 12 packs, not like the 24 pack cases of pop.
Right.
So I've had.
I think we call those skids when they're.
Is that what you guys call them?
Skids.
What do you guys? Okay, I got a question. What do you guys for the Americans? What do you guys call like, for example, like a beer? Like, say you've got beers in the cans, and you got 24 of them, and they come in the thing. What do you guys call that?
That's a case.
A case.
Is that a case of beer?
Yeah.
Okay, we call that a flat. Right? We'll call that a flat of beer. Or
Canada, all the
okay, the
terms are
24
fucked
would
up.
be a case too. I'm thinking when you get the 12-ounce cans and they got the plastic tabs on them, and you get the whole shelf. Usually, when you get them in the half a box where it's just the bottom, that's a skid.
Okay.
My bad.
Okay. See, we got a flat, we got a box. Like when you get bottles of beer and they come in the cases, right? And the lids in the top, we call that a box. So you got a box of beer, and those come in 224. So you got a 2-4, right? So we got a 2-4 of like, say you got a 2-4 a Keystone or a 2-4 a Budweiser or whatever you got, right? So and
call
then
it pop instead of soda.
Yeah, you guys, we call it pop. You guys call it soda. Like that took me years to get. Guys going, oh yeah, would you like a soda? I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you want a soda?
People call it Coke because then you don't know if it's a Mountain Dew, a Coke, a Dr. Pepper. Well, don't call it a Coke.
I don't know what a fucking soda is, right? I know what pop is. And then back before I was born, it was called soda pop, right? Back in my parents' day,
it was soda water and syrup.
It was a soda.
That's what I call it.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, I call it soda pop.
Well, fuck, you're older than goddamn dirt, though.
I call it both.
I've always called it a soda. I think it's
soda.
a regional thing too.
Call it pop.
Yes, it is.
It might be.
I think Northerners call it soda. Northerners call it pop. Southerners call it pop or soda. Blech.
Okay.
Can't talk.
Okay, so as Americans, thin crust or thick or thick crust pizza?
Hand tossed.
Hand tossed.
Hand tossed. Okay, but is that like a thin crust or like
it's in between?
It's in between. I think sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's enough with their sustenance, but it's not a pie.
Right, because as Canadians, we go like for deep dish, we go to Chicago, right?
Those are pies.
If we want really good, like what you're talking about, we go like New York, right? We go to the we go to the East Coast and eat pizza off the East Coast. Then you get your thin crust or your hand tossed. But if you want deep dish pizza, you go to Chicago or St. Louis.
True.
That's why they call it a pie, I think, because they make it thicker.
Well, yeah, it's goddamn. It's fucking damn. It borders on being a cake. Never mind. Right? It's you can put some candles in it and light it. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why you got to eat deep dish with a fork and knife.
Well, you do. You do.
Uh-huh.
You do.
There ain't no picking that up one slice, take it to your mouth.
No.
See, that's not pizza to me. Pizza is a slice you pick up, you fold in half, and you munch while you walk.
Okay, John, you do the same thing, right? Like I take my slice of pizza, and then I fold it in half, so I've got like almost like a boat, right? And that's how I can go down the I can go down the highway and eat 2 or 3 slices of pizza and not drop a single drop of food on me or the floor. Because you fold it, and that's how you eat it, right?
It depends on if it's fresh or if it's got some age on it, whether or not it folds right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true too.
If it's got some time on it, it'll crack. It won't bend.
Yep. Yeah. Well, and the only other thing I do is I have to put a couple paper towels on my lap because if you do that while you're driving, you'll usually get a fine oil line start running down your arm, right?
The pilots I hit recently, they're not too oily.
You get some grease. You see, we like that. In Canada, we like our.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying the ones I hit don't usually have the grease.
I do. I like a fine layer of grease on the top. Now, I don't mean like a puddle where you're splashing, right? But I like
lubricant. Just a little lubricant.
Oh, dude, I love that. I love pizza. Same with my lasagna. When we make really good lasagna here, I make excellent lasagna. And I like, by the time I'm done, you pull the tin foil or the foil wrap off the top of your lasagna, and you got that fine layer of just bubbling oil. Dude, if it wasn't so hot, I'd take a straw and fucking drink it. I love it. I love it.
You must have been under a rock, Nick.
No. Look at this. This is exactly Rig Pig. Love it. 100% agree. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry, wrong one.
There you go.
I like my pizza like I like my women, thick. Oh, nothing. You know what? You nailed it in one sentence, brother. Right there, dude. That is awesome. I take my pizza and I eat it. Wow.
There you go.
There's so many differences. Like you could sit around, like, because you get none of you guys. Well, John, you don't come up here very often. Chaos, you don't come into Canada. Say neither do you, Invader. Like there's so many things. Like you could sit here all day, literally all day, and talk about the differences in Canada and the U.S., whether it be food or sports or women or booze and we could bounce it off all day, but yet we're separated by an invisible line. It's all the same land.
Yeah.
Right. Like, realistically, I'm as much American as you are. It's nothing but an invisible
call us
line.
the American continent for a reason.
It's the same goddamn land, right? You're just as much Canadian as I am. It's just an invisible line. It's kind of goofy the way that works out.
Aren't like 80% of you guys like within 100 miles of the border?
Yeah. Yeah.
90% of Canada is like Arctic tundra.
There's a graph, or there's a chart, actually, you can probably look it up, and it actually shows basically the general population, Canadian general population, and I think it's about 85%.
Yeah, I thought I heard
are all within 100 miles.
Mainly.
Yeah, they're all within 100 miles, and of that 85%, probably 60% of those are Ontario. Right. So if you look at the Ontario, because Ontario is the only province that, like, where I am in Ontario, I'm actually farther south than most place like North Dakota, South Dakota. Yeah, that's how far south. When you think about that line, if you went from Ontario to where I am and you drew a straight line across the U.S., North Dakota and South Dakota are up here. I'm south of those guys. And most of our Canadian population, 70% of that 85% or whatever, are in that region right there. All from basically from Detroit all the way over to, say, Quebec City, like part of Quebec. And that's where, because you've got Toronto, you've got Windsor, Toronto, and within Ontario, then you've got Hamilton. These are all big cities, right? Toronto, Hamilton, Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec City. Well, there's 5 major cities all within 500 miles of each other, like from one end to the other. More than that. I'd say about 700 miles. But 5 major populated cities, that's a huge chunk of our Canadian population. Like somebody said earlier, there's only 37 million people here, dude. Right? Actually, hold on, Chaos. I'll throw that up. Yeah. Can you guys see that? Nope. Hold on. Sorry. Let's go back to that.
You're going to crash the system again.
Oh, be quiet. I am not.
In 3, 2, 1.
Don't be an asshole, John. Okay. Here is. Okay. We see where my thing is right here. That's right. That's where I'm at here. Right. Toronto is right here. Right. And if you draw a line all the way from Toronto, all the way across, right? All of this up here, that's all your Dakotas, Iowa, Dakotas, all that is up there, right? There's Winnipeg up there. Here's Toronto right here. And if I just drew a straight line across, everything from where here to there is north of me, and that's all U.S. So you guys, here's the borderline right here. It goes across the Great Lakes, right? Through the Great Lakes, all the way across through there, and then hooks up there.
So we should just invade Canada and take that little spot.
dude, you don't have to invade. We'll fucking give it to you. You don't have to invade Canada. We'll give it to you, dude.
But
Come
that's
on.
also going to be kind of like Mexico. You don't want to take on the challenge.
Oh, come on. Come
That
on.
would-
For
that'd
the
just
amount of time and energy and money it would cost for it's easier just to give it to you and just give me my green card and fuck off. Okay, just give me my green card. Get out of here. You know?
The way things are going nowadays, you can just kind of come down here, give it 6 months, and then bam.
Yeah. Well, it used to be I'd have to come down there and I'd have to marry an American girl, right?
Sure.
And even then, you weren't guaranteed to get citizenship then.
You may need to go to Mexico and then come north. That might get you your free green card.
I don't know. If he comes in with a kid, though, all the
It's got to be a
rules
minor.
change.
It's got to be a minor.
Okay.
And bring a cat.
Well, the kid, bring a cat. I have to bring a documented cat. Is this a documented cat, like the Mexicans? Right? I got a documented Mexican. I got a documented.
Yep.
I got a
Undocumented.
I'm an undocumented snowback, right? Sneaking into the United States with my documented cat, so I can sneak into Mexico to sneak back into America to get my green card. I'll give it a
Well,
rest.
you wouldn't be sneaking into Mexico. You yourself said you can get a ticket on a plane down there, no problem. That's the U.S. that's the issue.
Oh no, I can go to Mexico. Mexico's not an issue for
That's what I'm
Canadians.
saying. You wouldn't have any
Well,
issue
you
getting
can
Mexico.
pick up a kid in Mexico to bring across the border.
Oh, 50 pesos, dude. 50
Not even that.
pesos. Dude,
10 American dollars.
for 75 pesos, you can get the whole damn family, never mind the kid.
Hey, Daria, you want another kid?
No, she doesn't want any more kids, dude. It's kind of nice. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of nice. We're at the stage now where, you know, our kids are growing up. They're moved out, right? We've got three out of the 5 have moved out. We've still got 2 here. One of them's still in college, so that's why she's here, right? And the other one is just, I don't know what she's here.
Just never quite moved out. Just started having
She
a
won't leave. Yeah, you know what it is? We just made it. We just made it too damn comfortable. I think from here on out, the next house we buy is just going to be a rundown fucking shack, right? Nobody's going to want to live with us.
No. You just get an RV trailer. You can hook it up to your truck. And then I saw one today. It blew my mind. It was a semi with a stretched. It was like a Cascadia stretched. It had a motorcycle behind the cab, and then a smart car, and then the 5th wheel with like the 30-footer.
Look at me, asshole. Do I look like I'm driving a fucking smart car?
So what do? Do
It
you plug
fits
the
on
smart
the
car?
frame.
Do you plug the smart car into the rig and make sure it charges up that way?
Well, smart cars are electric.
Exactly.
I don't think the smart cars are electric. They're just
they're
the
gas.
size of a go-kart with like a motorcycle engine.
Why not
Yeah.
just get a fucking motorcycle?
Well, they had
Exactly.
a motorcycle too.
Where'd you get that?
It was serious. It was like a stretched Cascadia. It had a motorcycle. Couldn't tell what kind because it was going this way and I was going that way. A smart car and then like a 30-foot gooseneck on the 5th wheel or fifth wheel camper. I'm used to seeing the goosenecks.
Yeah.
And I was
Well,
like,
Dar already thought of that. We actually thought that when the last kid finally leaves, we might actually just cash this. Like, I don't need a 5-bedroom house, right? I don't need all of this. So once the last kid leaves and it's just her and I, we're just going to sell this and maybe just do the motorhome. You know, just do the motorhome.
please don't be the cliche. Don't do the cliche.
What's the cliche?
You get old and retired, you sell your house and you travel the country in an RV and you're always in the left lane doing 10 under.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Am I
No,
wrong?
Come
you
on now.
nailed it. You
He does
nailed it.
that now when he goes down the road.
And now just because I know it's going to piss you off, I'm doing 15 under, man. Fuck you.
And they're pulling a Jeep behind it.
No Jeep. No. I got 2
Going
trailers with
Wrangler.
my bike. I got 2 trailers.
Going to Wrangler.
One trailer with the car and 1 trailer with the bike, right? Actually, I'm going to have the RV with the bike stand on the back of the actual RV. You know what I'm talking about?
The motorcycle mount?
Yeah, on the back of the RV,
Why not
and then
just
I'm
have
going
it
to
on the
have.
trailer because there's not all that excess stress on the.
Well, no, you see, I'm going to have a Hellcat on the back of the trailer, so you can't be choosy. You know, you got to get your priorities straight. You got to have your motorcycle and your Hellcat and your wife and her cats. No room for nothing else.
Are you going to load up the RV with lot lizards?
Well, that's up to
on your
Dar.
travels?
That's
You're
up
going to start a lot lizard ministry, taking them around the country, showing them the way of the Lord,
Yes, exactly. Yeah,
and then dropping them off the next town so they can spread the word.
I'm going to spread the word of the lot lizard. Yes, hallelujah. Yeah.
Just take Grand Wizard with you.
No, I'm not taking Grand Wizard within 5. I don't want Grand Wizard within 5 feet of my motorhome. Are you fucking kidding? I'm gonna have a sign on the side of my door saying with a picture of Grand Wizard in a circle with a slash with shoot on sight over the fucking Grand Wizard. Are you kidding?
They have good stuff on Hellcats in. Have you seen those gladiators?
Nick, I'm gonna have a Challenger. I've driven both. Love them both. But I don't need a 4-door. Right, the Charger is the 4-door, and I don't need a 4-door car. And although the Challenger is a little bit heavier, I'm quite content with that. So
aren't they longer?
They are. Yeah, Wizard's gonna drive my motorhome around. That's it. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah.
More like Wizard's gonna be your pimp.
Yeah. Every new town we roll into, there'll be a line of fucking people at the curb as we come rolling up, right?
How can you afford to travel all year long? We got Wizard.
Yeah, no kidding.
He just makes money appear.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to sound like a broken record, but did you get your stuff situated with what I sent you?
Did I get it situated?
Yeah, like did you get your air horn cord put up and everything?
Of course I did. Actually, hold on. Where's my keys? I've got one on my key. I've got one, obviously, one on the keychain. The air horn. Actually, I'll take a picture of it for you, Chaos.
It's handy, isn't it? So you don't got to grab that little loop.
Well, you see, I'm not used to it though, right? Because in the Cascadia, it's in a really awkward. Like
it's
I don't
just
like
a little loop.
Yeah, I don't like where that air horn cord is in the Cascadia.
That's why I made mine originally.
Well, so now I've got the one you made me, and it dangles. It's actually it's taken me the whole week to get used to it. I'm okay with it now, but I damn near punched myself in the face because at one point I went to grab it to pull my fucking horn, and I missed it. Right, and I brought my hand right.
I've done that too.
Damn near punched myself right in the friggin' head. Right.
About every time I have to grab the air horn, it happens to me.
Oh yeah.
Gee.
It's amazing I didn't come home with a black eye just because
you'll get the muscle memory where you'll just reach up and pull down instead of at yourself.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll give you credit for this, Chris. The color is almost spot on to the truck.
That was the other thing I was going to ask. How'd the color match up?
No, the color, like here's all the extra you gave me, and the color is almost a spot on match. I think it is a spot on match. The only difference is the sun. The truck has a little bit of
aged.
Well, yeah, the truck is aged. It's got a little sun aging, right? It's got a little fade to it. So that is the only difference. Otherwise, the blue is a perfect match.
That's why I said, hey, what color is it?
No, it's perfect. I don't know what you did.
The first one I found, I was like, that looks really good.
Well, I don't know what you did. You must have taken a picture of my truck and literally
you told me what color it is, and then I think you showed it a couple times in the video. I think I went and found a video.
Yeah.
I made these back in December and kept forgetting to go into the post office.
Yeah, well, good thing you did. From December now, it's now we're in May. We just got them last week, so thank God.
It only took about a week and a half.
Well, dude, what I hated, here's the packaging right here.
That was not me. That was the other thing I would say. That wasn't me. That must have been USP or Border Patrol. Because when I did it, I just got a bubble envelope, stuck it in it, sealed it, and gave it to the woman. She took it from there.
Bro, this thing was wrapped up tighter than foot. And I'm like, they charged you $15.75 to ship that?
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's a little pussy.
Oh, for Christ's sake. For $15.75, Chaos, you should have stuck the cocaine in there with it too. Let me tell you.
Well, that's why I sent you the extra cord.
Well, thanks. Thanks.
I think I spent $20 on 25 or $10 on like 25 feet, and you got about 5 or 6 there.
Well, I was sitting there thinking, I said, you spent more on the goddamn shipping than the things cost, right?
Well, when I made on filters, I made him 2 bracelets, and I think I charged him $20 a piece. And it takes me about an hour and a half to do 1 bracelet, and the supplies were only like $10 for 50 feet.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Look, it looks good, and like the keychains work, the air horns work, everything works. So I ain't complaining. Looks good. Appreciate it. And
I use the real paracord. Really I don't use that crafting crap. That's the actual 550. That's 1,000-pound breaking strength.
Well,
now, Chaos, all you need to make him is a ball gag.
Shut up.
Well,
fucking ball gag. Look at that. See that? Look at that. No. No.
That's a monkey's fist.
Yeah. I got one of those on my keychain.
This has got a giant 20-sided, like 1-inch dice in it, though, instead of a ball bearing.
Yeah, mine has a big ball bearing in it.
I use the dice because I've cracked myself in the head with this playing with it a couple times. I'm glad I used the dice instead of a ball bearing.
Jesus.
The ball bearing will do damage.
Do I need it? Do I look like I need a ball gag? Help me out here, Trucks. Like, Jesus, help me out here. Like,
well, usually it's not for you.
I mean, a ball gag and a little hair pulling might do you some good.
What do you say, Dar? Does he need one?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay, yeah. No hair pulling?
No, it's
well,
not
you
gonna
got
work.
this one.
All right.
Yeah. Well, never mind. We all know what Dar does with this one, so that's all good.
I'm waiting to see Dar come on camera with one.
Maybe Dar could strap one on and smash your face into the pillow. What do you say?
Yeah.
Uh,
well, so I'm just gonna go around and ask it. Like, everybody have a good week. Make some money, make a little bit of money. You make it home. Everybody's good.
Did you see my video Wednesday?
You saw that, Dar?
Hold on. I saw. No, I didn't see the one on Wednesday. I just saw the one that I think you put out one yesterday. Did you not?
I think I put out one just about every night.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Or just a little bit. It's about 30 minutes. No, Tuesday. It was Tuesday, so it would have been Tuesday night, Wednesday morning that I released it. I had a dude back into my truck and knock my driver's side mirror off.
Oh.
After I just got it back from Ryder, took them 2 weeks to replace the water pump.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. No, I didn't see that.
So there's duct tape holding my mirror on because it's going to take about 2 weeks for my local shop to get the mirror.
Right.
That always sucks, man.
But hey, I got them to stop before they hit the door or the window or the cab. So
that's a good thing.
I was sitting in the back seat eating my dinner, and I saw it.
Hold on, back
I didn't
seat.
realize they'd hit me until they hit the crunch. And then
you mean you were sitting in your bunk?
Yeah.
Okay, you were sitting in your back seat. I'm thinking, what kind of truck do you got with a back seat?
I was sitting in the bunk eating dinner, and then
he has a Ryder day
cab. Ran up. What's messed up though is it was 2 guys on the phone, and the one guy was spotting him, and he still hit me.
He still hit you. I'd have got out and smacked the guy that was spotting him.
Yeah.
I was just glad they didn't hit the door or the window.
Well, hold on. Is it your truck, or are you a company driver, or are you owning it?
I'm a company driver.
Okay, so you didn't eat the bill on that then.
No.
You're lucky. You're lucky. You're not a no.
But I had to deal with the whole figuring out how I'm going to get to the rider shop to say, hey, can you fix it?
Yeah.
And then continue along the way. So luckily, good old fashioned redneck dude, duct tape is my friend.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got duct tape. I got rolls of that shit. That and chicken wire. Right? Can't go wrong with duct tape and chicken wire. I can fix anything on that truck. What? We blew a tire, duct tape and chicken wire. Fuck.
Hey, Mythbusters did an episode.
The duct tape episode, I saw that one.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That was a good episode too.
Didn't
Yeah.
they pick up a dang car with the duct tape?
Yep. Even
Yeah,
the
I
one
think-
where
I
they
think-
went.
Big one with suction with vacuums.
Yeah.
went to
What
Hawaii.
was it that they waterproofed? I think they waterproofed something and tried to take it underwater to see if it would be watertight. I don't remember what it was. I know that they did it.
That might have
was
been
boat.
Adam making a personal submarine.
Was that what it
Or
was?
That might have been Rocket City Rednecks actually making a submarine out of those cubes. Those,
Yeah.
So much
liquid
stuff.
cubes.
Yeah. Yeah, that one chick on there, yeah, she was pretty cute too. Yeah. I didn't give a rat's ass about the two guys, but the chick on there, I'd have no trouble if she wanted to come experiment on anything I had, so.
You talking the Asian chick?
Hey?
The Asian chick?
No,
The Asian dude, and he passed away a couple years ago because of a brain blood vessel. Aneurysm.
Oh. Well, good thing I didn't say I liked him and thought he was cute, eh? Yeah. Yeah.
You would have learned a whole lot about yourself.
Yeah. Well, it was a fucking Sterling today. I don't know if anybody caught Sterling's live today. He was talking about that everybody's got a little bit of gay in them. And I'm like, well, hold on, stop, what? And then he starts going, well, if Ewan, I can't say his name, Ewan McGregor. The guy, okay, you guys know who I'm talking. Said if he walked in the door right now and he was butt naked and he had it hanging out, he'd jump on it. And I'm like,
What?
no, I don't care who you are, how good looking you are. Brad Pitt could walk in the door right now butt naked. I'm not jumping on it. You know,
So there's no one's dick you would jump on?
no,
No one's?
I'd maybe jump on my own. No. No.
Wow.
Okay, look at that. You hear the silence? You just killed it right there.
No, you I meant to, because you said 2 days ago you were going to call me back and you fucking didn't, and I'm mad about it.
And I sent you my number and you never called me.
Well, at least he calls you guys. I don't think he even has my number.
No, I called him because he put out a video where Dar called him and she was bitching, and he said, if anyone wants to call me and bitch, go ahead and do it. So I called him as soon as the video was over. And I said,
I started typing in that number and then realized it wasn't enough digits.
You know, well, okay. In my defense with trucks, I was running down the 476 in Pennsylvania, so I had nothing for signal.
are you
Right,
still
Joe?
on the fucking thing or what?
Well, I just got off 20 minutes ago.
Well, 20 minutes ago, you should have fucking called me because you said as soon as I'm off the fucking thing, I'm
You
gonna
know what?
call
You're
you.
right. You're right. I got down to Philly. I got around Philly. It was getting a little sporty with traffic and shit. So I got around Philly. I got down to Berlin, and you're right. By the time I got down to Berlin, but then I got a little distracted. It was time to have some dinner. It was getting a little later. I was getting a little punchy. I hadn't eaten. And then Dar called. Sorry, you know what, trucks? Sorry, I don't care who you are. When Dar calls, you get trumped. And then it was time to bed. And I didn't think it would be appropriate to talk to you in my little sleepy time voice when it was time to go to bed.
It would be perfectly appropriate.
No,
I could've
I don't
tried
think
out
it would be
there. I've
appropriate.
been waiting 2 days to hear from you. I've done nothing. I haven't ate anything. I haven't drank anything.
Am I married to you?
Are you
Am
a
I fucking
bloodhound?
married to you?
I've been waiting on you.
Missing the trainer.
Listen to this guy. It's like, oh my God, I've already got a wife at home. Listen to
You
this.
sound like my dog.
No, I've been
Well, you
waiting
know
on
what they
you.
say? You have a home wife and you have a work wife.
What are you going to do? What's next, trucks? Oh, you don't love me anymore?
Well, I do. That's why I waited for you.
Oh. Oh. You're killing me.
I mean, like Dar's cool and all, but does she wait for 2 days for you to call?
Oh, are you absolutely crazy? If I don't answer the phone on the third ring and there's a drone strike coming in to blow my truck up, are you out of your mind?
No, I've been waiting. I was set up for a 3,500 mile week, and I just stopped the truck.
Oh, come on! Now we're getting a little oily in here. Come on, you know, I'm 6'2", and the shit's getting above my level here. Come on.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Okay, listen. I promise. I was talking to Golden Aladdin, like another friend of mine, Rick, who I called and talked to, and then I didn't call back. I am making a concerted effort to be a little better at this. Okay, because I'll be talking to somebody, and then Dar will call, and I'll say, okay, I'll call you back. I got to take the car from Dar. Call from Dar, and then I end up don't calling you back, and whatever. It's a character flaw of mine. I am making a concerted effort. I will do my best.
Do better. Do better.
Oh, fuck off. Don't say that to me. Jesus Christ.
Is this the second channel I'm going to get banned from tonight? Jesus.
Oh, dude. Who'd you get banned? Who else did you get bounced from tonight?
Oh, I went over to discuss logic and reasoning with a hypocrite where he banned me from his channel. Because so you can only imagine what I mean by that. Or unless you want me to.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you can say whatever you want here. I won't ban you. Just don't tell me you love me and tell me, anything like that.
I do love you. It's not sexual. I love you as a person. You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
I'm starting to blush.
I think it's called admiration.
Yeah, exactly. I admire you.
I'm waiting to see the little hearts in the background floating around.
Yeah. Fate's back. Fate just woke up from his nap. He does this every time I'm live, right? He comes in the beginning, does his boom, right? That's how he gets in. He walks in the door. He kicks the door in. He goes, boom, I'm here. And then he talks in the chat. He hangs out for a bit, goes and maybe grabs a bite to eat. Then he has a nap. And then usually about an hour and a half later, boom, he comes walking back in the door, right? And sure as shit, here he is. I guarantee you, if I go to the bottom of the chat, Fate had a nap, didn't he? Where are you, Fate? You had a nap. Admit it.
It's scary how much
He's not going to admit it because this will be the third live he's done it. This will be the third live that Fate's done it. He came in, left, had a nap, had a bite to eat, and came back in. So he's not going to admit it this time.
Well, this
Although
time's
I saw
a little
DIYs floating around through here.
This time's a little different because you crashed the system.
Well, yeah. Well, this time exactly. We got the political view going on. We got the Prime Minister listening in the background. Nick Earl needs a nap. Well, for the amount of work you do, dude, you might as well just take a nap. Who'd we lose?
Chaos.
Oh, we lost Chaos. Yeah. Nick.
Yeah, I like chaos, but we could all do with a little less chaos in our lives. I mean, I like you guys.
I call Chaos the guy. He's got the head full of the what do I call him? The man with the head full of useless information.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
He's got an absolute head full of knowledge, but it's all useless. But he can pull out pieces of information like that.
Right.
The Nick Earl said he made 3,500 miles this week, but he's not home.
I'm gonna do 3,500 by tomorrow, so that'll be my week.
When did you go out?
Not bad.
Like when did you start the week?
Geez, well, the week starts on Sunday.
Okay.
And ends Saturday.
I'm a wimp compared to you guys.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
You are.
I left Sunday. I got home today. No, I got home yesterday. My apologies. I left on Sunday, got home yesterday, and I got 2,300 miles.
Well,
So-
see, that's a different world though, because you're still owner operator, right? You still got the truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because when you're owner operator, it's all about rates. It's all about how much you're going to make for that run, and then when you get to then you're chasing miles. Then you're chasing miles at that point.
That's great.
Fuck.
You need to bring the background closer so the hearts are more visible.
Oh shoot! I thought that was blood splatter.
No, No, that's not right.
You want,
he got his period real quick.
yeah, I'm the same as Nick. I'm the same as Nick, Josh. I'm mileage paid.
Oh, really?
Rates don't affect me, right?
Okay.
I make X amount of dollars per mile, plus I make 100% of the FSC, the fuel surcharge.
Oh, I was confused. I thought you had your own authority.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
We don't do that anymore just because right now in the market and the way it is, it's actually cheaper for me as the owner operator to lease my truck on with a company because the company that I'm on with, Josh, I don't pay for plates. I don't pay for stickers. I don't pay for Easy Pass. I pay $100 a week for insurance. Right. So I don't pay for any of that. And I get paid, an X per mile, and then I get 100% of the fuel surcharge. So if I average out my week, like for example, this week right now, the FSC was 61.5%. So when I convert that to a dollar figure and then run the miles, that comes out to like $1.23 a mile that I make on my FSC. And when I add that to my other like my mileage rate, I run a whole week, regardless of what the market is doing. I ran this whole week at 305 a mile, all miles, loaded and empty.
In this market, that's killer. That's killer. Now you're not with ET, right?
No.
Good, because they're fucking clowns.
So tell us
whatever.
how you really feel.
You don't have to agree with that point. It's your channel.
But I have set myself up to run that way. That's how we decided to change a few years ago, and we did. We don't have our own numbers. Let them do all the heavy lifting. The only downside to this is, yes, I do rely on a dispatching service to dispatch me. Right.
No headache.
Yeah, I know, but on the other hand of that, occasionally somebody there will drop the ball. Right. Somebody will drop the ball. Like I'll come in most of the time I come in the door with somewhere between 2,700 and 3,000 or a little over 3,000 miles a week, which is stellar for me. Right. That's stellar for me. That I make really good money. But if somebody there drops the ball, they miss a phone call, they misinterpret an email, something like that. When you're a mileage-based driver, when I have to sit for a day, when you're running by the percentage or by the rate, you can kind of sometimes you can make up if you have to lay over from Saturday or from Monday afternoon until you can't pick up until 11 o'clock Tuesday morning. Somewhere in there you can make up, or maybe down later in the week you can make up with another load to make those up. I can't. If my wheels aren't turning, I make nothing. So if somebody in the office drops the ball, it does affect me. So I do have to keep a very, very close eye on that.
No, in this current market with the rates the way they are right now, maybe mileage is better.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I think it is. I think it is. I think it's been we adjusted and we pivoted to this about 2 years ago. Right.
Getting on with the right company, like Brian did, that you get all that stuff paid for, and you don't have to worry about it, and you get somebody that can get you the load, so you ain't got to deal with the load boards and the brokers and shit.
Yeah,
that is a huge benefit in this time.
Yeah,
I'm lucky in what I do, but if I need a backload, I got to go onto a board and work the system, and that's always a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I see. I don't have to do that. I have no interest in that at my age, at this point in my career. I don't want to work that hard. I don't mean to sound like an asshole, and I know that sounds like an asshole.
You've got your time in.
I don't want to work that hard, right?
Yeah,
I can run up and down the highway from anywhere from 305 to 325 a mile on all miles Why? Yes,
Yeah.
you're going to beat me. And I had this talk, I think, with James Best a few weeks ago or whatever, when we were talking about this. And they're saying, well, I can make, X amount this week and I'm going to do this. Yeah, there's going to be the odd time that you're going to beat me in a week, right? You're just going to get that. You're going to be in the right place at the right time and you're going to be on the spot market and you're going to get that load that's going to pay you $4.85 a mile. Right. And it happens. You're going to get lucky. But me, I go for longevity and I go for average. Over the span of a year, I'm going to beat you every single time because you can't, when you're on the spot market, you cannot be consistent like that every single week, day in, day out, day in, day out. I can't.
Right. If
Right. I
about,
can't.
yeah, you're absolutely right. Like when I was doing my lease, wheel burner, by the time I was done, my profit was like 30 cents a mile.
Right.
Why not go company at that point and get 60
absolutely.
cents?
Yeah.
So no, right now in the current market, a per mile system is not the worst thing you can do. Not at all.
No.
Because I was doing 80% of what? 80% of $1.15? Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Look at what Mr. B wrote, Bri.
Hey?
Look at what Mr. B wrote in the comment back in the day. You're probably half an hour
Back in
behind.
the day, you found your own loads. You went blind. You went blind sometimes, not knowing where to get another load till you hit the truck stop after getting rid of the one you got. No, he's right. He's right. Anybody that doesn't know that back in the day, you used to get loads out of the truck stop. That's where there'd be boards, there'd be bulletin boards, there'd be like you remember those John? You probably remember the old phone. I don't know, what do you call it? They're not a phone booth, but there'd be fucking rows of them. You remember? And there were like
those are phone banks,
right? The phone banks. There'd be fucking rows. And there'd be guys in there, and half of them would be talking to their wives, and the other ones would be on the phone digging up loads. Yep. And there'd be little pieces of paper with thumbtacks for a load of hay, or for a load of steel, or for a load of call 1-800 go fuck yourself, or 10, And that's just literally that's the way it was back then. There was no, there was no internet.
Petro used to have phones at the tables in the trucker section.
Yeah.
So you could call the brokers.
I was at a truck stop, yeah. I was at a truck stop recently that had a restaurant and it had booths to sit in, and they still had the fucking phone sitting there. That was like less than a year ago.
Oh, no kidding, eh?
Yeah. I'm thinking Pennsylvania maybe is where I was. I'm not sure.
I remember when those came out because those were all the shit. Because when those came out, that was when the calling cards first came out as well, right? Because that's how we didn't have cell phones back then, right? You got to remember when back in those days we didn't have cell phones, so you were driving around with like a pocket full of dimes or a calling card, right? And we didn't have calling cards till what? Probably the mid to late 90s.
Yeah, late 90s.
Late 90s before we had calling cards. So, dude, and a phone call back then on a payphone was a dime. So you had literally a pocket full of dimes and a calling card. And it wasn't until when they put those payphones in the booths at the Petros at each of the tables, that's when they had the calling cards, and you could actually take the calling card and you call your wife or call your girl or call both, one after the other if you've got one of each, and that's just the way it works.
Yep.
No, I was just saying there's a lot of guys that had it, Josh. There's a lot of guys.
No, I'm just kidding, but I couldn't imagine, because I mean, I'm starting to get up there in the years, Will Burner, but I couldn't imagine being a trucker before like cell phones and internet. That seems crazy to me. Just seems fucking.
All these youngins.
From what I've
heard, all these youngins on here.
Here, John, think about this, okay? Take these guys, like take Chaos right here, take his cell phone and his GPS away, hand him a Rand McNally, and tell him to do 3 drops through New York City.
Oh, they would be fucked.
Oh,
in all fairness, I can navigate interstates. I understand that, but what I don't get with the maps back in the day is how you knew what address was where from where you started.
That's called a phone call. You call
lot
the
of-
customer.
There you go.
You call the customer, man.
And the
Well, any
first
map
thing you
company, they've
ask,
never had like the individual address. It's always just been the street, and
Oh,
then it was
no.
real vague
Oh, no.
unless it was
Oh,
a main
no.
street.
No, they always have a building address.
Yeah.
Even in Minnesota, when you
Yeah.
go to Mall of America, you have a street address and you have to back
That-
underground.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh yeah. I think it's funny that like we were driving around with nothing, right? You had a Pearly. Remember, John? Remember the Pearlies? Then there was the
Yeah.
Rand McNally map books.
Yeah.
Right. Like we're dating ourselves here. You guys don't have a clue what the hell I'm talking about, do you?
No, I think it's fascinating that it fucking worked, that you guys were able to get
Right.
it done. That's amazing.
You know, there's
We
still
were-
people going down the road nowadays that they have that map out in their hand. I don't know how many
Yep.
I've passed in the last week.
I got one.
They're usually older people, and it's
I
the
got
old lady
one.
sitting in the passenger seat, and she's got that map all stretched out. I'm like,
Oh,
I
see,
get that it's something you can do, but like, why don't you just have a
See,
GPS?
my-
Why don't you have your phone out so you can get the
Well,
updated?
my Rand
I don't know.
McNally is a book that you can open, and it
Yeah.
shows every single state.
Every-
I don't have
exactly.
a folding map.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, the
I don't-
people I see going down the road, they're usually an old
Yeah.
couple.
Yeah, but
They
those are
got that
tourists.
folded up state map.
It's what
Yeah,
they
those are
use now.
tourists, Chaos. Those are tourists.
I
I'm
get that,
talking.
but I'm like, why aren't you using a Google map or something for at least so that you know it's up to date? Because the way construction goes on nowadays, it's hard to tell
Well,
where's what.
yeah, but that's the same as asking like my mother, right? My mother's 75 years old. She doesn't know how to use Google Maps.
Shit, I thought you were 75. Fuck.
I did not All right, I'll take that one, Josh. I'll take that one. All right.
You'll
Ding.
get me back. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
it's coming back to you. But like
Okay.
when you see those old people going down the highway with that fucking map laid out, like it's because they don't know how to use Google Maps or
I know, but
they don't, they
that's
don't
what I'm
have
getting
they
at,
don't
like,
have a
does
Garmin.
someone not at least tried to bring you into the
Oh.
current?
Give it a rest. I
Well,
just
but at the
like
same
I said, I want to hand you a Pearlie's map book and say, okay, I want you to pick up a load of at Carrier down in Texas, right? Carrier air conditioners or Carrier whatever down in Texas, and I want to see you pick that up, and I want to see you take it up to Montreal, Canada, without a GPS or without anything.
I could probably get it from the city to the city, but that'd be about it.
And
Do we
you
have
gotta-
the city map?
And you got to be able to track your hours, know where you're going to stop, plan your trucks.
No,
out
you
of-
don't.
Exactly.
That's why you use logbooks.
That was the first thing that really threw me off when I started driving, trying to figure out my distance and my time,
Uh-huh.
trying to figure
Yeah.
out where I could stop or when I knew when to stop.
See, back in the day, I ran 3 logbooks
There
Yeah,
you go.
so do
That's
I.
all
We-
the time.
what
I
just
never
said.
ran 3, John. I never ran 3 because I couldn't keep 3 straight. I could run 2, no problem. Right,
Three was
no
my
problem.
limit.
I could run 2, but I if I started running the third book, I'd screw something up, and it was usually somewhere in the second book that I'd screw up because of either because I cross borders, so I got to at least make sure my border crossings and my timestamps add up, right? So once I start the third book, I'd screw up something on the third one that would mess up the second one. So I just never did the 3 books. If I didn't have to cross borders, I probably could run 3, but because I had to cross borders, I could only run 2.
Back
have
then, the
different rules. That's right.
Back then, the company I was with, we would give the safety person our logbooks, and she would go through them and make sure that they were all correct.
Yeah.
All 3
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thrill, yeah.
Because when you got stopped at a scale, especially a roadside scale on those 2-lane highways, you needed to grab that right book real quick. And
Yeah,
make
you had to
the
know
other
which one
ones
you were
fucking
grabbing.
hidden.
Yeah. Yeah. And the company owners that we used to drive for, they'd say to you, okay, I need you to get from here to here. And you'd look at them and you'd go, I can do it. Just don't ask me how I do it.
Yeah.
Right. Don't question me. I'll do what you need me to do. Just don't question how I get it done. And they would.
We used to leave out of Grand Forks. This is late 80s. And when we would come out, we'd stop at the office, and the owner would come out, and he goes, "You want a pill?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
take that pill, with a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's a
You can
West
drive
Coast
all the way to
turnaround,
fucking
baby.
Birmingham, Alabama, and not have a problem.
Yeah, it's called those are called the West Coast turnaround, right?
Yep.
That's your second. It's the Freightliner Fever song, right? It's a West Coast turnaround.
Yep.
It's your second driver, and he's going to drive her all the way back. That's what that was. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a completely different time. I was
Like,
running cavalry.
I truly wish that you guys could have experienced that before we had e-logs, and you guys could have experienced that. You'd probably enjoy trucking a lot more. That's when trucking was much more enjoyable, right? We had fun.
I have been around long enough that e-logs weren't like widely spread, but when I was doing paper logs, it was oil filled, so we just made it up.
Yeah,
I've had to do a couple, but they always stress me out doing all the hours, adding up to make sure they all equal 24.
Yeah.
Oh, you kidding me? Damn, I could do that in my head.
They gave me the funky calendar, but I don't understand how to use it.
I could do that. I could do that fucking math. Yeah, look at Mr. B's. I loved it. I fucking loved it. Exactly. I could do that math in my head. Dude, I had my logbook planned, and I could pretty much have it planned and written before I left that day.
Yep.
Okay. But if I knew where I was going, if I knew where I was starting and where my final destination was, I could pretty much write my logbook out and just throw it on the passenger seat and forget about it.
Back then, like I said, everything was planned according to the map. You knew how many hours it was to a certain truck stop. You fueled, you ate. We had much more control over what we do in our day.
Yes.
If I wanted to blow 6 hours at a truck stop, watching TV, playing games, I knew I could make up that time on the run.
That's one part that I wish
Yeah.
that we could do now. I don't understand this. You can only split 8 or 7.
Oh, I never used the split berth back then. I
Nope.
never had to.
I don't even know how to do that one.
I never ever had to use the split berth because like John said, I could always make that time up. And here's something else as well. Since we've come on the e-logs, since I've been a driver and I ran so many years on paper and being able to set my own pace, when I came on to e-logs and up until even this day, I've never been so tired in my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, let me offer. I'll let you finish. Go ahead. Sorry.
And the reason I was just going to say, the reason being is because when I start my week, basically I go on duty, and what's happening? I've got a clock that starts at 70 and basically it's counting backwards, correct? So for an entire week, I'm racing that clock. At all times, I'm racing that clock. Day in, day out, times this, times that. If I make a mistake or if something happens, I can't make that time up.
Nope.
Right? So now I'm rushing, then I'm pushing myself, I'm overextending myself. I'm making judgment calls and decisions based on that clock.
Yep.
And that's what the industry doesn't understand. If you leave that in my hands, I'll get you the same work done and I'll be half as tired doing it. As a matter of fact, I'll get you more work done and I'll be half as tired doing it.
Hands down, e-logs. E-logs make you drive when you're tired and sleep when you're not.
Yep.
You're correct. Sorry, Josh, go for it.
Yeah, here's what I think happened, though, and this only applies to company drivers. When e-logs came out, I think it was very beneficial to company drivers.
Yes.
Because they couldn't force us to do things that were impossible by that clock anymore. And driver wages went way up because they couldn't pay 20, 30 cents a mile anymore.
Right.
And now you're talking about like 60 cents a mile. I think it was really beneficial to the company driver.
I agree.
I was gonna say, like, if you were an owner operator, paper logs are great, but if you're a company guy, you're not as stressed because you get paid for breakdowns, you get paid for stuck on dock.
Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. There's been the odd time where I've used the e-log to my advantage when the customer, when my dispatcher or the owner or somebody's calling me and I'm going, oh man, I don't have enough time, right?
No, it's a good, when you look at it from that point of view, it's a very good thing, because if we can drive rates up because we've only got a limited amount of time we all can work, that benefits all of us. But I still hear your point, but rates going up because we can only run so much benefits us all in the end.
I agree with that.
Mr. B hit it right on the head.
Yeah, to me, it's one big party. No matter where you go, you're going to see some friends. I could go any place in the country and hit someone up just to have dinner or hang out with them downtime. Agreed.
Did you happen to watch my video about the guy that picked me up in Chicago?
No.
What was her name?
A longtime viewer of my channel, and he's like, if you're ever in Chicago, hit me up, right? And I was in Chicago dropping off the lease truck a few weeks ago, and he came and picked me up, and I don't know who the fuck this guy was, but he had me in like the VIP areas of the, what's it called, the Blues, the House of Blues.
Really?
We're like in the VIP area, and like me and him, we fucking partied. He's a cop in Chicago, and everybody knew him everywhere we went. It was nuts. It was fucking crazy.
Like, good thing or bad?
Oh man, we partied for 2 fucking days straight. He paid for everything, and then I needed to get to the
I'll be right back, guys.
I needed to get to the fucking bus stop, and so he booked me a motel room in downtown Chicago, 2 miles from the bus stop. And he's like, I got it. Don't worry about nothing. I've got this. Dude, we were fucking drunk for 2 days straight. All I know is he watches my videos. It was nuts. It was so cool.
Yeah.
He got some kind of side something going on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I smell a man crush.
Well,
No,
if you're a Chicago cop, there's corruption there. There's corruption.
Yeah.
That cop was doing something for the House of Blues, probably security.
My
but in order
God,
to pay for all that, that's a lot of fucking money at
he
the House of
paid
Blues.
for the whole thing. We did the what is it called? God damn it! It's some like Asian food where they grill the food in front of you, the hibachi shit.
Yeah.
And fucking we went all over downtown Chicago, and everywhere we walked in the door, people knew who he was. He's got a very, very Italian last name, and
that answers a lot right there.
Yeah. He's connected. He's connected.
That answers a lot.
Every time we walked in the door, they're pulling down that velvet rope. Come on in, sir. It's good to see you. And I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? Fuck.
That's like walking into a place with a Gambino in New York.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he was not Gambino, but very close to that.
Yeah, outdoor guy.
You know, those are the type of escorts you want to be getting when you're in Chicago. That's the type of escort you want.
Well, because I was drunk as shit, and he's like, he was telling me he's like, dude, you're lucky I was there because you were talking so much shit to people. He's like, you would have got fucked up. I don't know, man. I was, and I puked all over the steps of my truck that I turned in. Spinach and steak all over the fucking steps. I had to clean that up the next morning.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, what a waste of a good steak.
Yeah.
Because we went to
spinach
Harry
steak. What the
fuck?
fuck?
Harry Carries.
Ooh.
You guys heard of Harry Carries in Chicago? And
yeah.
We got these big ass steaks and all like this whole thing in front of us, and like we finished, and the guy got out his card to pay, and the bartender looked at him and he winks and he goes, "You know we got this," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like he put his card away and we just left.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. Well, hopefully you got his name and his number next time you're in Chicago. You know.
Yeah, I do have it. He watches a lot of YouTube truckers, and he was talking about like, oh yeah, I watch a lot of James Best, so I put him on the phone with James, right?
Okay.
And he's like telling James, he's like, come over, man, let's fucking party. And James is like, I'm like 3 hours away, and I was like, dude, we'll still be going. Come over.
You need that dude just got it right.
We started at like 2 in the afternoon, and I fucking crashed at like 8 in the fucking morning. It was nuts.
Yeah,
so
let's
fun.
see. Dar's going with Brian this summer. So introduce that cop to Brian, and they can
Right.
have a really good road trip.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
missing the comment. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh shit, Chaos is back.
I was a lucky man. I got to see some of the most breathtaking sights all over this country. You know what? Same here.
All
Same here.
these old dog OTR drivers. We got
Yeah.
to see
He
a
has
lot of
the
shit.
same last name as an Italian baseball player, if that helps. And I'm just going to leave it there.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here.
It was.
I want
It
you
was
guys
so
to figure
fun, though.
okay, Invader and Josh and Chaos. Invader, I'll start with you. How many? Okay, just off the top of your head, out of all of the states in the U.S., is there any that you haven't been to yet?
Most of them.
So I've ran mostly east of the Mississippi. So the furthest west I've ever been in a truck would be Salt Lake City.
You can pay me, Red Hawk. You can pay me.
I haven't been west of Colorado other than Salt Lake City. So all the states west of Colorado, I haven't been to.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been to Arizona. Isn't that straight south of Colorado? But I've been
No.
to all the states east.
That's New Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico. I haven't been to
Okay.
New Mexico.
What about you, Josh?
Well, I haven't been to Alaska, and I tried to drive to Hawaii and damn near drowned. Other than that, I've been to the rest of them.
Have you?
I have been to Canada, though.
I
Okay.
can try to find my map. For some reason, though, my map don't show Florida. So when I do find it, you guys will see that it don't show Florida for some fuck.
No,
Who wants to look at Florida?
Stay away from Florida. We don't need no more people down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about Chaos? Which ones haven't you been to? Or is it just easy? Is it
It'll
just
be easier
easier?
to tell you which
like-
one I've been to.
Yeah, it's easier to tell you the ones you've been to. Okay, yeah.
So when I started my first run, I went from
Can you see
Tennessee to
No, I'm not-
PA and back
Too much fire.
for about 3 weeks. During some of that time, I actually dipped into New Jersey, but like the parts closest to Virginia. So Tennessee,
No, still
Virginia, PA, parts of Jersey. I don't remember it because my trainer was driving because it was late at night and we
Yeah.
had to get there. Parts of South Carolina, I think a little bit of North Carolina, but not enough. I think you could count it. Georgia, Ohio, Kentucky, and then here lately is when I've actually stretched out a little further. I'm 90% of the time I'm Indiana, Illinois. I've done Missouri. I did Arkansas and Texas for the majority of like beginning of the last 2 years. So I think that's most of them. I think I went to no, that was Georgia. So yeah.
So did
How
you
about it, John?
Do what?
How about it? Where have you been to all of them?
Y'all don't keep a Google Maps timeline?
Yeah.
You don't keep
Yeah.
There's
one of
actually
those?
a really cool app that does like a scrapbook
Okay, I
kind of
see it.
thing for tracking your
There's where
location.
I've been. Cool.
Right on.
For some reason, it don't track Florida. I don't know why.
We're messed up.
And I've
down
only
here.
been to Pensacola. I didn't go balls deep into Florida.
Right.
Let's see. I've been from Miami to Alaska and from Southern California to Maine and everywhere in between.
Okay. What about
The only
Canadian?
place-
How many of these provinces in Canada?
I've been through BC. I've been through up to Saskatchewan and Ontario, Toronto, the
Yeah.
major cities. I've hit just about every one of them.
Right. Nice.
But
You're not
when
getting
you
people.
run for 30
So-
years, it tends
Well,
to
yeah,
happen.
that's exactly. I'm
Especially
the same as Josh. I haven't done Alaska, and I would really like to. I would really like to do Alaska.
it used to be a good run. It used to be a fun run.
Yeah.
But it's not anymore.
It's well, there's no freight coming out, so you know you're coming out at a loss
Mhm.
coming out. So you better make your big money going in.
Or
Obviously, you're not going to do you know you're not driving a truck to California. So I've not done either of those. But I've done all the other stuff. I've done every other state, and I've done all of the provinces in Canada. But I haven't done like the Northwest Territories or Yukon or Nunavut. So
Yeah.
the three territories on the top, like above, I haven't done those three, but I've done all the other provinces. I've done coast to coast. I've dipped my foot in both oceans on both sides of Canada and the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
California used to be
I was about to
nice.
go get something to eat, but we're talking about feet now.
Where did feet come? Oh,
He said he put his toes in shit.
No, I said I put my toes in. I dipped my toes in the water.
Oh, yeah,
do you have a foot fetish or something here?
Well, apparently I do.
Well, geez.
Oh shit! Here we go.
No shit. I was gonna say I don't know where to go with this. I don't know where to go with this. I'm gonna tell you what though. One of you guys has to do this show do this for about 2 minutes. I got to have a piss. I've been doing
this in here.
We'll time you. We'll let me know if you're healthy.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks.
gonna go buy a burrito.
He's gonna go come back with no shoes on. Put his feet on camera. I can see
I
now.
could really concern him and get one of my guns out of the gun safe.
Hey,
Let's
Chaos.
Let's not do that one.
Hey, Chaos. Can you put a background up of feet?
I could probably find one, but it's probably gonna kick me again. But that's what I was doing when it dropped me. I was trying to find a Google image to throw in for my background. It's not hard. You just go down to settings and you go to virtual background.
All right.
How do you do that on a phone?
It gives you like 3 stock ones, and then you can add them.
Don't try doing it on the phone. It's easier on the desktop or laptop unit.
I'm on my computer right now.
Yeah, I don't got a webcam.
Brian says he can still hear us. Well, wait, Dar's in the background. Are you running the show tonight, Dar? Can you let me back in if I go find feet?
Make sure the toes have jewelry on them.
Hey, well, he's
shut up,
gone.
Nick.
He can miss out.
Okay, I'll be
on
right back.
fun.
Let's see if I can go find something.
Hey, guys. You'll find
Here
this
we go.
impressive. Can you read that?
Balance due.
All right.
Wow.
Oh shit!
So I run my own carrier, 33,000 out. This is over 30 days overdue.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I don't factor.
That would piss me the fuck off.
Oh, yeah, I was pretty heated earlier, especially considering this was my Friday, and I wanted to come home and at least get some sleep. But no, I was up all day dealing with this broker trying to get paid. Because I was
Yeah.
supposed to get paid yesterday, and they finally decided to pay me. So, but
Yeah.
they didn't pay the full amount of
The
course.
12 gauge shotgun would come in handy and
Yeah,
might
the
make
issue-
some adjustments.
the issue is I'm on a dedicated run, and they're paying contract freight rates, so I can't stir up too much stuff.
Yeah, that's
Because-
true.
That's what I am. I'm on a dedicated run for my company.
Yeah, I don't
Dedicated
even leave the
run's nice.
state of Missouri. I literally this every week I put on 2,230 miles. That's all
That's
I
not
do.
bad.
No,
That's not bad at all. Especially if you're running the dedicated route. It's nice to plan shit out and be able to go where you want to go.
oh yeah, all
Along the
interstate.
way.
It's easy. The only thing that sucks though is it takes them like 2 hours to load me and unload me
Yeah.
each place.
I
It
do
makes for
a
long
lot
day.
of drop and hook. So I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I only got one trailer, so even if I wanted to do drop and hook, it wouldn't work.
Mhm. I have 15 trailers stationed at different places. So they preload them, and they preload them and they seal them, and I just go in, drop back up under the load, and take off.
Yeah. I
It's
don't think
nice,
I'll
sweet,
get
and
to
simple.
the. I don't think I'll get to the drop and hook phase for a long time. I'll be putting owner operators on before I ever get to drop and hooks.
It used to be that you had to work your way up and prove yourself to get into a position like that, but anymore, if you do it right, they want the steady easy. You know, it's easier to deal with one driver being able to drop and hook than it is to deal with 15 drivers that you don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm finding as a carrier. That's why, like, this broker is paying me so well, I think, is because he doesn't have to worry about trying to find a dang carrier to do his run that will actually do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, before I found this run, he was getting carriers that were like, it's an overnight run. So I guess I like working overnight, so I don't care. But the broker was running into issues with that because guys would get the pickup and then go halfway and then take a 10-hour break. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, it has to be there in the morning, but they were showing up in the afternoon.
Yeah. A lot of those guys are also not managing their time correctly.
Oh, yeah.
When
One of the guys, like the shipper, told me this because he was so happy whenever I started doing it. After the first week, he's like, you saved me. Because I guess he was getting cussed out by some of the drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they
can
were showing
imagine.
up. So the appointment time is like 2:30 in the morning. They were showing up at midnight and immediately telling him, hey, I got to be out by 1 or else I'm not going to make it to the delivery.
Yep.
And the guy's like, dude, your appointment's not till 2:30. And the funny part about this is I show up at noon or midnight. Half the time he gets me out at 1. I'm nice. I literally tell him I get there early. And I tell him, look, I'm just going to take a nap in the truck. Just knock on the door whenever it's loaded.
Yeah.
I'll go. And he gets me out. If I'd be a prick, he'd purposely wait and keep me there.
100% correct. It's really nice when you get experience and you build relations with individual companies and you can call them directly and get loads. You don't have to deal with a broker and all that shit. You start to deal with one company in one state to another company in another state, and you can arrange your backloads and everything. And there's a lot of companies that really like that because they're not on the fence.
Yeah, there was after the second week of me doing this, the broker's agent, the representative, he accidentally sent me the Raycons for the wrong shipper because I guess they got multiple shippers that all delivered to the same receiver.
Yeah.
And it was even in the same city. So I missed it on the Raycon, signed all the Raycons, did the run 2 days in a row. And on the second day, I'm at the receiver. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is this paperwork saying I'm going to this other place in the same city?
Hold on, Don. Is this the one where you actually came on our live, didn't you? You came on. You told you went to the wrong fucking place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been there.
Sorry, I laughed at you then too, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, it was my fault, but at the same time, it is somewhat the broker's fault too. But the reason I got this run back is because of the shipper. The shipper called, and he threw some kind of fit about him. He's like, "You need to get that guy back. I like that guy. He doesn't complain. He comes here. He says he's going to take a nap in the truck. He never once comes in until we're done. And he just does his job. And I kid you not, that morning, the broker said that we're not using you anymore for the run. It was like the afternoon or the very next morning. I can't remember. The broker called me back. He's like, "Hey, do you want to do that run?"
Yeah.
Hey, show Brian that figure that you put up. I want to watch that hat blow right off his head.
Here, let me pull it back up. All right. So Brian, this is invoiced out. All my loans that I haven't been paid for yet that are invoiced now. Can you read it?
$33,000.
All right.
What the fuck is the matter with you?
It gets better. It gets better. Okay, this is everything that's overdue.
He don't need the money. Look at him.
Overdue. So you're $12,000.
No, that's what people, the broker owes me over 30 days.
No shit.
It's 30 days to pay. Let's pull this one. 3/16.
Why don't you use factoring?
I was gonna say, why aren't you factoring, Don?
I don't believe in credit.
Well, it's
I try
not.
not to use
It's not
credit.
technically credit. It's
Well-
you're paying 1.5% for a service. All you're doing is speeding up your invoicing. Is all you're doing.
Yeah, I thought about it. I was talking to my wife
Stop
about it.
thinking about it and do it.
Yeah.
do
like,
it.
I don't like them taking that 2% or 1.5% though.
you know what? Neither do I. Don't get me wrong. I'm super cheap. I really
Oh,
am.
I'm
You guys
very cheap.
knows me, but 1% over because the problem I was having is a lot of the customers up here, they don't run 30 days. They'll run 60 to 90 days. Right? Now, when you get out 90 fucking days on money that's owed to you, that's getting a little ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah.
I could take that money on the 90 days and I could really use that, turn it into something. I could make money on that, for Christ. Am I going to worry about 1.5%?
Nope.
You write that off, Don. That 1.5 is you write it off
That's-
technically,
Yeah.
right? It's a service. You're paying a service. So the
That's
1.5, you add that up over the year. Let's just say, I'm just pulling ballpark figures. But let's just say you do 500,000 in revenue, right? So 1.5 or whatever percent. That you write that off against whatever because it's a service, just like anything. It's like a truck payment or anything else. You can get that back, or you can apply that as a fucking tax deduction. I would never fucking sit there and wait. Like I would never be out. I have $33,000 of my money sitting out there like that. Like we did. Like I said, when we were doing it, we didn't have factoring. We were out 90 days on some of these, and Darlene's pulling her fucking hair out, keeping track of it. Something gets out 90. All of a sudden, you get a check, right? You get a fucking check, or you get some money, and you're going. You thought you win the lottery, and it's like, oh no, that's from fucking 65 days ago. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, no. I don't.
Having that free.
That's just my opinion. You know what? You obviously feel the way you feel about it, and you're doing business and you're successful. So, God, far be it from me to tell you anything. You're doing it better than me. But if I was sitting in your shoes right now, I'd pay the 1.5%, Don.
Anyone?
Yeah.
Molly,
I've heard so many horror stories about factoring though. Like, isn't it hard to get out of it once you're in it?
No. If you don't want to fucking, you don't want to send your fucking, because the bill of lading gets signed, right? Like for example, the company I'm leased onto, they factor. So I get I deliver the load, I take the bill of lading, I send it to our office, she sends it to the factoring company. 36 hours later, the money's in the bank.
I guess the main question is, do you need the money within 90 days, or are you good?
Right. If you don't want to send it into the customer, if you don't want to send it into the factoring company, you can wait the 30 days or 60 days or 90 days for the person to pay you.
And
you
if
can
you
do it.
by all means,
You don't
say
have to use the factoring company. It's not like you're signing a contract and you're
thought they
saying,
were
okay,
contracts.
I'm going to use this factoring company for the next for the next year. If you send it to them, you do. If you don't, you don't.
I agree with trucking with T-Bone right there.
There you go. 1.5% to have my money now, plus being able to write it off, is worth it.
And that's true. But if I'm sorry, what's dude's name with the beard? I'm sorry.
WCF
Which
and Vegas.
dude?
Which one with the beard?
Oh yeah, right. What the fuck am I saying? Dude with the hair still. Dude with hair still.
You call me Don.
Well, if you don't need the money right now, then sure, keep that 1.5%, 2%. But if you do, then yeah, I'd probably look into factoring at that point.
Even if
so far I haven't needed it, and that's part of the reason I haven't done it. This broker's making me start to think about doing it because I've been having to get on their butt about getting paid.
Yeah.
Because there was 1 week they didn't even pay.
Try it out. Learn how it works.
That's kind of the problem with the current market is you don't know if those brokers are going to fucking pay. Mm-hmm. It's real bad out there. It's real bad.
Yeah.
So if it goes like 60 days to pay, the factoring company doesn't.
There you go, Chaos.
I was looking for hairy man feet.
I figured I could compromise with everybody. Give you the links.
Jesus.
It's not hard to do, but you got to find the right size image for it to actually StreamYard to like it for a background. I kept getting them and it was too big.
That's way too much work, dude.
Well, usually you go to a site that you're using, and it'll give you stock images that you can just pump out. But
I'm just sitting there thinking, on the fly. We just went from fucking factoring your bills of lading to fucking men feet.
John asked me to do it.
If John asked you to fucking jump off that planet behind you, would you do it?
Well, that planet's just a pixelated image.
There's no gravity, so he would just float.
No, it's, you know what? Hey, Don, definitely investigate it, right? If you don't need the money, then don't pay it. But I don't know what kind of dollars you're factoring here, like what kind of money I don't know what your business is grossing over the year. So there's so much shit I don't know. I couldn't say anything about it. I'm just saying, for me doing what I'm doing and I'd be factoring the shit out of everything.
Well, I just showed you like the past 30 or so days.
Right.
We don't want to see. We don't.
But you're still smiling, so apparently
you're still. What I don't understand is why the fuck are you laughing about it? Like,
because I've been dealing with this for ever since I started the company. This is what I've been dealing with. This ain't anything new.
Nobody I know in my life would owe me $30,000 and get away with it.
Fuck no.
No way. No.
My attorney would be on them so fucking quick.
No. Even my attorney wouldn't be. My attorney wouldn't be. No. No, I on this hand I have my attorney. On this phone I'd have my friend. This case here, my attorney gets put down and I call my friend. Go get my money, right? $33,000 fucking dollars. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a tough game right now because there's a lot of sketchy brokers out there. You don't know if
there is.
Well, like T-Bone said earlier in one of his comments, when you use a
muted
factor,
yourself, F-trucking.
Some of them will actually do background checks on the brokers.
Yeah.
So you can see who's shitty, who's not, who's trusted, who's not.
Well, as a carrier, you're able to do that on your own too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but having this second layer of backup that might be able to go a little bit deeper than you do is always a good thing.
Yeah, right. I got a second layer. I ain't gonna say on YouTube, but I do got a second layer in.
Okay, cool.
That's
good. That's good. I just didn't like. I didn't like when we were dealing with certain, especially with some big companies that have deep pockets, and we were getting invoices out that were out there like I said, like you get out to 75, 80, 90 days, and their contract is that they're going the full 90 days. They'll they'll stroke that check on the 91st fucking day, and not a minute before. So now you need to set up your business to be able to run without that money, knowing that it's going to be, you're not going to see it for 91 days. And I didn't like that.
out of curiosity, what's 90 Canadian days translated to American days?
That's about 75 Canadian days or 75 American.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
90 days Canadian is about 75 American. Yeah.
Okay,
What's that in
perfect.
kilometers?
It's 35. It's 3,500 Mexican.
Oh, wow.
Technically,
Yeah.
your
Those
daytimes
pesos
are a
are
little
worth
shorter because you're higher on the sphere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It looks like-
I knew we went around the sun faster than Canada, but I didn't know how much faster.
Yeah, you quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, Stuart's right. Most businesses are on a 30, 60, 90-day cycle. Or actually, I think it's 30. Nowadays, it used to be 30, 60, or 90. Now it's 30, 45, 60, and 90, right? We've been able to.
Used to be they fucking paid you at the loading dock at the shipper's office.
How many times back in the day did you pull up to the dock and they handed you an envelope full of cash?
They gave me a fucking com check.
Well, no, I get a thing full of cash, and I'd have to take that all the way home and give it to my boss.
God, if
Right?
I had an
Wow.
envelope full of cash, I'd feel like I was breaking the law right now.
Oh,
Like, what the
well.
fuck happened?
What's up, Faye?
They wouldn't be able to do that now.
Fate came in. Looks like he was having a couple of drinks. He certainly deserves it. Mr. Beast, why do you want to leave your money in their account gaining interest when it could be in your bank gaining interest? Well, think about it this way, though. No bank account I know is giving you 1.5%.
Yeah, in 1 month.
In 1 month, exactly.
I would drop the money in my investments.
Yeah. Well, you're going to use it for your cash flow or for your circulation in your business, right? Let's face it. It's going into we're talking business funds here. This ain't our hookers and cocaine money, right? That's in a separate account.
Half that money I would put towards my truck. The other half, I use Berkshire Hathaway as my investment company. The other half would go in that account.
Crypto. You don't care about the money, so put it in crypto.
Shoot, right now I'm keeping it in cash just in case it gets worse.
Dude, are you crazy? Right now, I'm putting everything I've got into gold. And
I was about to say, you might want to diversify that into some precious metals.
I'm stuffing my mattress with it. I'm digging holes in the back 40 of my. I'm digging holes in the back 40 of my property right now, and even the fucking dogs ain't sniffing it up. So
you got to remember where it's at when you bury it in the backyard.
Oh, I know where it's at. Don't you worry, there, buddy. So we got it looks like DIY and Fate were both in that picture. They came up briefly, so it looks like both of them are having a couple of beers. So, cheers, boys. Here's on you.
Who's sitting on whose lap?
Oh, I know what this is about. Fate's trying to convince DIY not to cut his rate.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's gonna take him out and get him liquored, right? he's taking him out to get him liquored, and he's gonna work on him. That's what that is.
Ooh, I kind of like Shannon's idea.
A day in New York City is like a week and a half in Canada.
Well, it's called the city that doesn't sleep for a reason.
Hey, go back to Shannon's.
Shannon?
Above it.
Yeah, I think that's actually not a bad idea.
You just put on your invoices, they must be paid in 30 days, or there's a 35. Yeah, and when they laugh at you and go, I don't think so, right? Because you can do that. You can put that. You can have that
whatever you want.
Exactly. You can have that written on your invoice, and they just won't pay it. And 9 out of 10 times, their pockets are a lot deeper than yours. Oh, so what are you going to do? Are you seriously going to lawyer up over a $35 fee? No. They know that. You know that.
$35 a day.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still not going to do it.
You don't think they would make them think, though?
Yeah. There's way too many ways to get fucked these days. Let's say they charge 2% and they pay 30 days. That's and that's a 24% APR. You're actually pay to get your money.
Well, I write on all my bills that my detention costs $700 an hour, but nobody takes me seriously. I don't know what.
Okay. Never mind. COD.
Why don't you
Yeah,
ask?
cash on delivery. That's how I like to do it. That's how I like to do it. I'd like to roll up and just have somebody, some guy named Guido comes out, meets me between the trailers, hands me a brown grocery bag full of money, right?
Hey,
50, preferably. There you go. There you go. Preferably 50s and 100s, right?
you used to work back in the day.
Hey,
Now
yeah.
everything's electronic.
Until we see solid regulations on crypto markets, they're going to be experimental stuff. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't touch crypto. I wouldn't touch crypto with anything.
That
Not
was
a
the
chance
fucking
now.
joke. That was the
Think
joke.
about
I said,
crypto.
obviously, the guy don't need his $30,000, so go ahead and put it in crypto. Fuck it.
See, the thing about crypto for me, I can send a virus to your computer and either take that information or completely wipe it out, unless you
You
have
can?
it written down. Oh yeah, unless you
Then
have it
you're
written
wasting your
down,
time
you're
trucking.
screwed.
You got
That's
those-
why Bitcoin uses a chain block.
Doesn't matter.
Stuart's.
Chain
Stuart's
block,
like,
chain.
okay, here. Hold on. We're going to go. I want to go back up to Stuart's because I read it but didn't. Actually, hold on. Never mind. He's in here. You knew after a comment like that, the fucker wasn't going to walk away quietly. Here he comes.
Yeah, Stuart can't help
Fucking
it.
here he
He's
comes.
always got to be the center of fucking attention.
I'm telling you.
I
eh?
know, man, it's terrible, right? For a
Hold
Here we
on,
go.
Stuart.
I
Hold on.
fucking
We're going to
hate
read the
them all
question.
the
Let me
way.
just
I
read what
fucking
you
hate
said
them all
again,
the way.
okay? Just so, because I know you're going to blast me with English fucking literature here, so I got to make sure I know what the fuck you're talking about.
Hey, okay, here's the problem, right? Everyone says 2%, right? It's 2%. Okay. Well, what are you basing that 2% on? There has to be a value of time. So are they paying in 30 days? Are they paying in 60 days? Or are they paying in 90 days? So a standard rate, right? So when we say an interest rate, right, it's done APR, annual
Yep.
percentage
Percentage
rate.
rate.
Okay.
Right.
So if they charge you 2% and then they pay in 30 days, okay, so that's 1 month. That if you have to now times that by 12, so it's 24% to get your money. And that's the bit everyone leaves out and they don't want to talk about is the value of time. Because now let's throw another scenario out there. Okay. Let's say that they pay the invoice in 14 days. Then what? Now you're paying 48% because you would have got your money in 2 days. So if you're in a situation, okay, and this is a tip for everyone, right? If you're in a situation where you can afford to front that money and let that money sit, you're actually better off charging a rate. So have your however much you charge for the rate, and then give a 0.5% for paying within 30 days. If you want the money, if you want to give an incentive instead of saying a fine, because there is actually regulatory stuff on charging fines and stuff like that. And late fees. There is actually rules and regulations on that. I don't know the fine print of them, but I know for a fact there is. So the best way to do it is actually give a discount for paying early.
That's
I
smart.
like that.
I actually have a customer that builds. They built like when the shop, like they do the satellites go up, and they put the satellites in the top of the rockets. They put like these covers on, and they build the covers for the satellites for NASA, and they actually give a discount to the government and say, look, if you pay in 30 days, we'll give you a 1% discount. If you pay in 60 days, we'll give you a 0.5% discount. If you pay in 90 days, we'll give you a 0.25% discount.
Okay, so
And I think
I get
front.
what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but you're still waiting on say 30, 60, or 90 days to wait. What I'm talking about for Don to do is once he's got the bill of lading signed, right? Sort of, it's the same as me. Once that bill of lading is signed, we send it right to the factoring company. Within 36 hours, that money is in our account.
Yes. But you're going to give up, say, 2%, right? Let's just say you have
1.5%.
Okay, 1.5%. So that's still what? Whatever times that by 12, that's going to be.
Use a bill of lading. Let's say the load is worth $1,000. Round figures here.
Yeah.
Right. So you're going to lose 1.5% of that. So you're losing. Everybody, come on, let's go.
$15.
He's got a
$15.
calculator.
Thank you.
Doing that shit,
Yeah, it's like $10.50, right?
So you're losing 1.5 of 1,000, but you've got your money in 36 hours.
Yeah.
That 1.5 Okay, now let's say you're doing that 3 times a week, right? Or in my case, it would be 6 times a week because I do 3 round trips down the East Coast. So I go down, I get a bill, I sign it, I get it signed, it gets factored. By the time I get back to Canada, I've been paid for that bill, for that bill of lading. I bring the load back up to Canada, right? I get that bill signed. I deliver the load, I get it signed. I send that one off. I take another load back down to the States. By the time I get back down there, I've been paid for the. By the time I finish my week, I've been paid on all 6 bills.
And I understand what you're saying, but you're not accounting for the value of time. You can't do one equation. Here's the problem, right? And this is where everyone, when you talk factoring and talk a 1.5% factor, okay, there has to be a value of time to know what percentage that is. Okay, well, what if there's, because you're basing it's 2 different metrics, okay, because it's a flat rate of 1.5%, right? But if
Correct.
Say the broker was to get paid or the factoring company was to get paid the next day, would you have rather kept that 1.5% knowing you was going to get the money the next day?
Yeah.
That's the question. Would you?
Are you paying basically paying for a convenience assurance fee? Basically, is that all it really?
I
is?
mean, yeah, there is. Look, but here's the thing, and this is where factoring gets. Everyone's situation is different. Is there people out there that need could benefit from factoring? 100%, yes. It gives you operating capital, but if you've got, I don't know how much he showed there, 30,000, and he's laughing about it. My guess is he's probably not too worried about operagive capital.
Right. That's kind of what I'm wondering.
And that's what he said that, Stuart.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah. So I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't give up the 1.5% because that's 1.5%. You're adding 1.5% to your bottom line at the end of the year. That's an easy.
You're also bouncing that 1.5% off as a tax deduction as well.
I would still look, tax deduction or not. I mean, I would still rather have the 1.5% extra to myself.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, 1.5%. If I could say you're going to be 1.5% extra profitable, and here's how you do it, would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that doesn't make a difference. Now you can get into the weeds and say, well, look, in this current environment we're in with brokers, is there potentially more risk of double brokering and not getting paid?
Right.
That would be more of a legitimate argument in this current market. But if you've been with this broker for a long time and you've got a good, strong relationship with them, I would still, and they've paid you in the past, and they've just got a history of maybe taking 60, 30 days to pay, whatever it may be. I would just continue what I'm doing. That's just me. It's an easy 1.5% to add to your bottom line.
Okay, so once he was, let's say the contract is set up on let's just say 60 days.
Yep.
It's set up on 30.
It's run on what, Don?
30. I've only had one broker ever do longer than 30, and it was 45. I've never had the 60 or 90 days to pay.
Okay, so you've been lucky. So, but how many times has your broker gone past the 30 days that he owes you?
I mean, this one, it's happened. Well, here, I think pretty much every time, honestly, but let me look. Let me pull them up. I'll see how long it took them to pay last time.
He doesn't look concerned about the money, though. So
Over 30 days, I'd send a warlock to see him.
You are the warlock, John.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Not compared to these guys. Warlock or a pagan would be coming to pay a visit.
So it was about 40 days to pay.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, that's not abnormal. That's pretty standard business practices for the most part.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 40. Let's say it's averaging 40 days to pay.
That's what it's looking like.
And it's not hurting you at all. It's not digging into you. It's not running you behind. Everything's still getting paid, and you've got running capital in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Okay, then you know what? Then I'll retract what I said. Then I in that case there, I would agree with Stuart. But you're also dealing with a direct customer, are you not? You're not dealing with.
No, it's a broker, but
you only have one or two brokers you deal
with. But
with,
it's the same one you're dealing with, right? It's a continuous relationship. You're not bouncing off the spot market, because I think Stuart had a very good point there, and the point would be, a really good time, especially this day and age now, to be using the factoring companies is, like he said, is because we got double brokering going on, and we've got a lot of it's not just the double brokering going on, it's the double loads, it's the shipping, there's a lot of fucking crooked shit going on right now that the factoring would eliminate if you're using a factoring company.
Well, from what I understand with the factoring, though, if the factoring company doesn't get paid, they will come back to you and try to get the payment back.
Well, that's not it. It depends on the suit, because what's the word they call it? Back, not back charging it.
Non-recourse factoring.
Recourse, yeah. Even
I was about to ask that. Isn't factoring supposed to be where, like, if they don't get paid, they go after the?
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. I used to have Triumph, right, and their whole deal was, well, you don't have to worry about billing or collections. Guess what? Every time it went above 60 days, hey, your customer hasn't paid. You need to get them to pay, and I'll have to call the broker up and then say, I had to go back and forth with Triumph multiple times. Hey, this is what I pay you for, is to do this. Well, it's gone past 60 days. This is now where you have to step in. It's like, well, that's not what you look. Everyone has their own agenda when they're trying to sell you a product. When they have to perform and step up to the plate, you'll be amazed what you actually get.
Absolutely agree.
That's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's one other reason I was kind of against factoring, because if it was like truly where if they didn't get paid, they still didn't come and pull it back out.
Yeah.
That'd be one reason I might consider it. But because
it really all depends
I've always been told that there is no such thing as truly non-recourse factoring.
No, they're going to protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, and let's be real. If you're in a position where you need factoring, the reality is you're probably using it for cash flow purposes to operate your business. And the factoring company knows this, so they put stuff in the contract which benefits them. They've got you by the short and curlers, and you're like, they know you need the money, so you're going to sign stuff because you need the operating cash flow. It's just the way. Unfortunately, that's business, and that's the way it works. The guy with the money takes advantage of the guy with little money.
People look at the fact of that you're using a factoring company, then it automatically makes you look like you're desperate. Now, I don't agree with that. Right? Just because you're using a factoring company doesn't mean that you're desperate for operating capital. That's not necessarily the case. You know, a lot of huge, big companies like up here, ET Transport, right? That's a big company. They factor everything. You know,
Anderson. Asked them why they factor.
Anderson Haulage, they factor. I've never asked them. I just automatically assumed that they just don't want to wait for their money and they want the operating capital in the bank as fast as possible. I never thought to ask them, like, why do you use?
Let's just do I mean, I don't know how big ET is. I mean, I know they're really a good size, but let's just say they do, I don't know, $10 million a year, right? Just throw a number out. I'm sure it's probably more than that. How many trucks?
Oh, they do more than that. Yeah.
How many trucks they got?
Right now, I think they've got they're close to 200 now.
Okay, so let's just say they do 100 million a year. Okay, 1.5% is 1.5 million. You're giving up. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. No company is giving up 1.5 million.
Okay, when you put it in terms like that, you're talking about fucking massive numbers like that. We're not talking about Don's $33,000. We're talking about fucking 100 million.
Yeah, but you just said there's big companies like ET, and I'm just throwing out a number, which, I mean, with that size of operation, if they're factoring, you know, you know, whether it's 1.5 million or whether it's $10.50, it all adds up, man. At the end of the day, it's no different to the nickel and the diming on the fuel savings, a tenth here, a tenth there. It all adds up at the end of the year, right?
I agree.
You know, 1.5% to your bottom line is 1.5% to your bottom line. That that goes in your pocket, you know.
It makes a lot more, like, it has a bigger impact to the ear when you say, you know, okay, you're giving away $1.5 million, right? As opposed to say $10.50. You and I could sneeze $10.50 away and not give it a second thought. I can't sneeze away I can't sneeze away 1.5 million. Not today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today.
Yeah, no, I get it, right, and that's the lure of factoring and how they sell it, right? That's my whole point. The lure, it's like Starbucks. The Starbucks a day is what, $5, $6, $7, you know, and people don't think about it. But when you actually look back over a year, what some of these people spend on Starbucks,
it's
ridiculous. It's sickening, you know.
Just like DoorDash and Uber Eats. That adds up fast too.
You don't have to tell me what a sickening a Starbucks bill looks like. You know,
Just ask
We've-
Star.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Tofu
Now-
fairy coffee.
Ask the secretary to show the receipts.
Well, you know what she does is she buys gift cards, or she gets a gift card. She puts it on her phone, so that way I don't see the money coming out of the bank.
You want to hear something? You want to hear
Isn't
something
that called
crazy?
laundering?
That's
I
what
was-
she
I
does when
was
she's
watching a
giving
video.
channel memberships on my channel too.
Is that called laundering?
No,
Yeah,
no,
you know
I
what,
was-
Josh?
I
Hey,
was
Josh, you want to know something though? Eh? All those channel membership, all the thousands of dollars she spent on your channel, I'm writing that off as advertising, but that's a business
There you
expense.
go. There you go.
I just wrote you off.
I
you
tell
wouldn't
you,
be
man,
the first.
Starbucks has got it down, because once you put that money into your Starbucks account, you can't pull it out. Okay, so now they're set there earning interest on that money, so it's like a little bank.
Oh yeah,
and they know you have to spend the money with them. I tell you, Starbucks
Yeah.
has got it figured out, man. Yeah.
well, so do a lot of the companies that offer like for example, well, any company, big company that offers gift cards just for them,
Mhm.
they know that over especially at Christmas time, that they're going to sell, for example, or they're going to convert $1 million into gift cards, and they're going to have $1 million sitting there. And out of all those gift cards that are going out, they know that not every single one of them is going to get
I was
used.
about to say there's probably be about a 10% factor that
Right.
there's about 10%
So now
that never get
they've just
used.
capitalized on probably $100,000 worth of gift cards that either got lost or didn't get used, or somebody got as a gift card. They're going, I'm never going to fucking shop here. Why would I do it? You know, whatever, right? And believe it or not, there's a lot of money out there floating around where companies get that money and never have to, but they never have to account for it.
Yeah, and it's earning the money.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to start a wheel burner gift card, and I'm going to fuck you all. Go kid yourself.
That's what you're gonna put on top of the gift card.
Oh, dude, you guys aren't even going to see it. You're going to be one. I'm going to be. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I won't because Shannon's in here, so I can't. I can't talk like for something. There's something wrong every time she comes. There's certain words I can't use when I know that Shannon Thomas is in my chat.
Shannon looks like she's heard these words before.
Well, she may have heard them, but I just, you know what? I can't say them. I just can't, you know.
What a gentleman.
I try, you know, it's one of those things. If she wasn't here and she was just watching and I didn't know, I'd probably say it, but yeah. But no, as long as she's here, I can't say it. I do have to. Damn. I keep a cocaine. Nick Earl keeps a cocaine budget. I never had to. I never had to keep a cocaine budget. A prepaid wheel burner merch account. There you go. Now Shannon's thinking. There's my girl. Now she's thinking. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So there you go, Don. You've got 2 or 3 different ways of what you can do.
I think the way Stuart is talking is exactly the way I've been thinking.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought it's like, yeah, 2%. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but like I never did the math and multiplied it by 12 to come up with the 24%. But it was like, that has to be a lot more than just 2%.
Here's a simple way to do it. What did you gross last year? $500,000?
No.
No, okay.
I wish.
Okay, 400,000.
If he's grossing $500,000, I'm going to work with him.
Did you break 25,000 last year?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how long he was on. I mean, look, 400,000 isn't an unrealistic number.
No, it's not.
Last year, yeah, it was more than 200,000. It was like 220.
Okay, so what's 1.5% of that or 2% of that? And just that's right off the bat. You know, that's the number you're willing to give to a factoring company.
Look at that. He's like a fucking accountant.
Yep.
Oh, look at him, eh?
He's that
Oh, wait,
mechanical-
he's going to put that little hat on. He's going to, 1.1. Ching, and go down.
4,400.
$4,400 is 2% of
What I
200,000.
did. Here.
Okay, now look at it like this. That's probably what, a third of your insurance. I mean, I don't know what you're paying for insurance, but just probably on an average, that's probably a third of
It might
someone's
be.
insurance.
Yeah, probably about a third.
Yeah, in general for big rig, it's about a
Yes.
third.
So I mean, look what you just saved by not factoring and what you could pay off. You've now just driven your expenses down by how much? Your whatever your cost per mile is on your insurance, you've just driven it down by a third.
Yep.
By not factoring.
No, it's actually a good thing you showed up, Stuart, because we were piling on a bit, but he don't look like he's concerned with the money at all. He'll get it when he gets it.
I kind of laugh about it.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'd hope you laugh instead of cry.
It's
But don't listen
always
to me. I'm
good
just
to
a hobby
have-
trucker. I just do this for fun. So don't listen to me.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a different perspective.
Well, things always change the mood when you let an Englishman sneak into the fucking chat, right?
I feel like some fish and chips now.
Well, you know what? It's like I say, when nomadic Brit usually comes walking through, we let him in because he thinks he's classing up the joint. Well, it's the same with Stuart, right? You let him in because the English accent. I'm not even going to try to impersonate an English accent, but the English accent and everything. It's like, okay, he's bringing the hoity-toity with him to come into the chat, and he's gonna class us all up a little bit, but.
Well, you can tell he's hobby truck, and he's got his hair done up all nice. And his
Well, I
beard
went
done nice. The
to
rest
a
of us look fucking
graduation tonight.
homeless.
I went to a graduation tonight, so I had a shirt on, did my hair.
Just graduated high school.
No, just a kindergarten. My son graduated kindergarten. He looked like a banker. Actually, he had a suit and tie on, and he's up on stage with his hands in his pockets. It was actually pretty cool to watch. So they're up there singing,
hold on.
singing their songs and whatnot.
You got kids in kindergarten?
Yeah, my youngest is 4.
Oh,
you waited.
I can't remember those days.
Yeah, 4 through 18. 4 through 18. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, I'm only 38. I'm still a youngster myself, dude.
Stuart's been at it for a while though.
You're what?
I'm only 38.
Okay, so you were 20 when you had your first one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
My oldest is 22.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
You're aging well, Josh.
I am. I'm doing good. It's moisturizer. You got to put that shit on.
I thought it was something in the Colorado air or something.
I got
spring water.
My oldest is 31.
There you go.
31. My youngest is 21. I got 10 years between all 5, from the oldest to the youngest.
Wow.
I actually got skin cancer a few years ago, so I got to put it on this moisturizer and shit every day. If I don't, then my wife and my girlfriend both bitch at me and say, "Why haven't you put your shit on?"
Yo, just admit it. You're jerking off on your face.
Yes, that also. Well, no, I don't know about you, Will Burner, but as I got older, I don't have that kind of range anymore. I don't know about you, but it's just like a sprinkle. It's just
no. I'm not shooting ropes. No.
Is it the same? Is it the same problem when you pee too?
Yeah.
That comes out, but it does burn. It does burn a little. Is that a problem? I'm not sure if that's a problem. But.
It's. I like what Wizard said. It's hard to budget at $0 after taxes. Yeah. He's right.
Yeah.
You know, when I had that for anybody that was watching, then I had that International Pro Star. That was 2 years ago. That year, I profited $15,000. That's it, $15,000.
Can we just nickname that the Money Pit and just refer to it as the Money Pit?
Yeah. My profit was $15,000. That's why the government owed me money that year.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. It was real bad.
I can pretty much track my gross and my net over the year. For they haven't changed a whole lot from year to year over the last probably at least 3 years. Let's say 3 years.
Does that concern you? But it hasn't changed.
No, it's just the way.
You don't put a number out there. Don't put a number out there. But I mean, the fact that we've gone from such a high market to such a low market, Does that?
Yeah,
does
but
that-
you see, when we were at the high market, yeah, you guys were making more than me. But
Mhm.
now that we're at a low market, I'm making more than you.
Yeah. So you just
East per
meet
mile.
middle ground. Okay.
As I was saying to Josh earlier, Stu, like the way we're set up here is I'm leased on with the company and I'm a mileage paid driver,
Mhm.
right? So I make X amount of dollars per mile, but I also get 100% of the fuel surcharge, like the FSC,
Mhm.
100%. This
Yeah.
week, the FSC was 61.5%. So when you take that, you convert it to a dollar figure, it comes out to $1.24. So I'm making $1.24 a mile for my fuel surcharge plus my other money. So for all miles I ran this week, loaded and empty, I ran for $3.05 a mile.
Mhm.
Right, and that is the thing with the per mile things. Is
And
you
as
do
long
it
as I can do that, right, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as I can do that steady, I will do just fine over the long range
Yep.
of just consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does
And
that, does them
as we were
contracts
talking
get-
about, yeah, there's going to be times, Stuart, where you're going to 1 week you're going to blow my fucking doors off with earnings, with revenue, but you're not going to be able to stay consistent like that week after week after week
No,
for
for
the
sure.
whole year.
Yeah.
Do you,
Whereas I can.
question with your the way your mileage stuff is, do them mileage rates get renegotiated on a yearly basis? Or
Well, that's part of our contract, right? Like, yeah, that's up to us to go to the company every year and go, okay, well, the cost of this has gone. Like, all of our operating expenses have gone up. Let's just say on this year, it's gone up 11.5 or 11.75%.
Mhm.
Okay, so now we're looking for an increase of our base mileage rate. Never mind the fuel surcharge, but our base mileage rate. Now we're looking for say a 10% increase. If it's gone up 11%, 11.25%, we want a 10% increase on that. And then of course they're going to go, well, we'll give you 3. And you're going to go, well, no, I'm going to take the plates and give them back to you right now unless you give me 9. You know how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you usually settle somewhere between 7 and 8%.
Yeah. The thing that I like about that is it actually holds you accountable, because you need to know how much you like I said, your maintenance cost up has gone 11%. I bet you ask 90% of drivers down here in the States which have their own equipment, they probably couldn't break it down to that much detail for you.
In this case here,
my operating maintenance expense is up 9%, or whatever category you choose, right? Insurance is up by 2%.
Yeah.
There's not many guys that can tell you that.
Do you remember, Stuart, when I asked you, I don't know what it was, a couple of months ago for that one what was
spreadsheet
it?
I sent you.
It's spreadsheet. Thank you.
Yep.
That one spreadsheet. That's what I was looking for. I was trying to, because you actually had it even broken down further than I usually had it broken down. And I was trying to get it down. And for us, and there's no other way to do it, for us is to break it down to the simplest, smallest term. Once you can get it down, broken down to the smallest, simplest term, then you can run all of your numbers and you know what they are because they're right there in front of you. Yeah. And that's in order for us to be profitable, that's what we have to do. Yeah. Right. So, but I prefer to run the way we run, because like I said to Josh, at the end of the year, most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, I'm going to earn more than a percentage-based driver just on being consistent. As long as I can stay consistent. Now, there are some downfalls to doing what I'm doing. I am dispatched, right? I'm not forced dispatch. I can say no and this and that, whatever, but I'm dispatched. So if my dispatch or coordinating team, if they drop the ball or they fuck something up, right? For example, it happened to me last week. I delivered, my last delivery was at 3:00 on Monday and my pickup wasn't until 9:00 Tuesday morning. Well, that's a big fucking oops for me.
Yeah.
That's way too many hours sitting with your wheels not turning, because I can't make that up down the road. Right? I can't make that up 2 loads from now. Whereas with a percentage-based driver, sometimes you guys can, because you can negotiate. Okay, well, I need to make up an extra $400 that I lost last Tuesday, so I can nickel and dime here and nickel and dime here and make those up. Yeah. I can't do that. I don't have that choice. Yeah. So when I take a hit like that, that hurts. But still, I don't take enough of them to affect me. I don't.
Yeah.
The team I'm working with is actually a team that knows what they're doing, and the owner's been doing it for so long, and he's a hands-on owner,
Yeah.
right? So I've got one of those owners that I work for that he's a true believer that the more money that I make, the more money he makes. So why the fuck get in my way?
That's a sign of good leadership, though, right? When the
Why
leadership's
why
wrong,
screw
it's
me or
leadership
why
like
slow
that.
me down? The more money I make as an owner operator, the more money he's making. So crank me up and point me in the direction you want me to go and get out of my way.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's what I do.
Anyways, guys, I got to be up in like 4 hours, so I'm gonna head out.
Thanks, Trucks. Appreciate you,
I'll
buddy.
give you a holler tomorrow, man.
I'll call. Hey, Josh, I'll call you, bud.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been waiting.
I'll call you.
I got
I'll
some
call you
motions
on
on
Monday.
property.
I'm not gonna move the truck till you do.
Okay, buddy. Don't you worry. I'll call you.
Yeah, we'll see. Bye.
See you later. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways. Like like Stuart, you and I have been in a lot of different chats on other people's channels, and everybody's got their own right way of doing it. This is just how I do it. You don't do it my way, but I'm sure you can see the some of the logic of the way reasons why I do it.
That's the thing, though, right? You know, then that's what's sort of unique about trucking. You know, what I see through my lens and how I do it works for me and what I'm doing, and what works for you, how you're doing it. You know, but if you try to put the way I ran in your operation, there's a good chance I'd probably fail, right? And vice versa, right? And that's what makes it so unique. And you've always got these guys that always think that they're right out here because they look at it through their lens, and they're running a totally different operation to what I'm running or you're running. And you just get this conflict, and it's like, well, everyone's different here. We all got different gigs going on.
Hey man, I got no qualms with the way anybody runs their business. You have never in any live you've ever seen me, and you have never ever heard me say you're doing it wrong.
Yeah,
never. Unless it's something astronomically stupid. Okay, like and it's something. You've never heard me say you're doing it wrong. Why? Because who the fuck am I to say whether you're doing it right? It's not for me to say. If the lights are on, your bills are paid, your kids are clean and healthy, and there's food. If it's working for you, good. It's not my job. It's not my job or my business to tell you you're doing it wrong, or you're leaving too much money out on the table, or you could be. You know what? No. If you ask me, that's a different story. But I won't ever fucking tell you. And I appreciate when other people don't do it to me. Don't tell me how to run my business. I've been doing this. You know what? Like I said, 31 years. We're 32 years now. We've been trucking, and 22 years of that I've been an owner operator. I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky. You don't get lucky that many times.
That's a lot of luck right there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here.
It's
built on experience.
It is. And I'm everything that I've done and everywhere I go and my business is built on the fact that I've done it and I've made mistakes. I'm not ashamed to tell you that I've made mistakes, and I've made some fucking doozies, man.
Oh yeah, join the club.
I've had to stroke a check for stupid amounts of money because of stupid mistakes that I've made. Just don't make the same goddamn mistake twice. That's the trick. That's the.
I hear you. That's definitely true. Definitely true.
What's going on there, MC? How the hell are you tonight, brother? Hopefully everybody's well.
Brian, why ain't you smoking the cigar?
I cannot smoke a cigar in the house. We are not allowed to smoke cigars in the house.
You've done it before.
Not in my house. I haven't. Maybe
I've seen it on camera.
You've seen me vape in the house, and the last time you saw me smoking a cigar live, I was in the garage because we've got the little setup outside as well in the garage for when it's warmer. So if you saw me smoking a cigar the last time, I was out in the garage. But
that was the night I thought you took a bite out of it, but that was the dang Twinkie you had or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're doing well. Thanks for
All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I got a busy day tomorrow. I've got stuff to do around the house. So
Yeah, I hear you.
Enjoy.
So,
Thank you, Stuart.
no problem, man. So
Yeah, thank you, Stuart.
you guys enjoy,
Good
okay?
information.
Hey, Stuart, I'll call you too.
Yeah. You probably want an update with what's going on after today's antics.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
I put my little comment in there,
yeah,
but I saw it.
So I'll fill you in later. I'll fill you in tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, all right, man.
Later.
All right, be good. Yeah, that was a fucking shit show. Let me tell you. Well, boys and girls, anybody else got anything interesting they want to talk about?
I got a question. When people say how much they're profiting for the company, are they including their salary, or are they just saying that's without including their salary?
No, when I do for my company, when I do like, okay, this is my gross, this is my net, and this is my profit. When I do my profit, that's after my salary's been paid. That's I always include my salary into that, and then your profit is after what your salary is. Now,
I've been seeing two different ways people do it. Like I've been seeing.
It's not a true profit if there's still money owing, right? Because then that would mean that your salary would be. So why would you not do that?
Okay, I understand now. Okay,
yeah,
that's just me. That's just me.
That's exactly how I've been doing it too.
Yeah, I've always paid me.
Yeah,
and then the truck, and then everything else.
Because the profits to the company.
Correct. The profit isn't to you, Don. The profit's to the company.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So, like John just said, you pay the truck, you pay me, you pay everything else, and then you work your profit. There, whatever's left after everything's done. It's like the old saying. You just keep stacking the money up on the pile. Just keep throwing it up there. Keep throwing it up there because it all comes off in the same way. So you got your truck, you got your salary, you've got your whatever, your maintenance, all your shit. And then you've got whatever's left over. You work that, you can turn that into a percentage, and that's your profit, right? Then you've got your profit percentage or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Everybody calls it something different. Chaos, what the fuck are you doing?
I found an EV that everybody can afford.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to figure out what they're modeled after, because there's like I know what they're modeled after, but I don't what is that? Is that a Kenworth?
Looks like a Marmon.
Look at the fucking cab overs.
It looks like a Marmon.
Well, that's the thing. The cab overs are licensed when it comes to these RC trucks. That's a Scania. But when it comes to the American trucks, it's not a Freightliner or a Kenworth. It's a King Hauler. I'm like, is that supposed to be a Peterbilt or a Kenworth?
That's a Freight Shaker grill.
No, that's a Marmon grill. None of you guys know what a fucking Marmon is?
What's a Ford Aeromax? Does that one look like?
The Ford Aeromax are old,
Well, throw it back up. Would that be a licensed one?
Sterling.
Yeah, wow. That looks like a Sterling. It's what it turned into a Sterling.
Yeah.
Well, that's labeled as a Ford Aeromax.
Where's the color for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I want that painted on my toes while I'm going up now, fucking down the highway.
I've driven that truck, that Sterling.
Those Sterlings were horrible. They had they all came with with those Mercedes motors in them. They were horrible.
This is my goal for my RC collection. I want to get one of these and get the trailer selection. But you can see what it is with nothing. That's just the kit.
Wow.
How much
That's
can you
no
hold
electronics, and the trailers are just as much.
Well,
so
I think he could easily haul Barbie's fucking camper around. Maybe Ken's boat. You could probably get Barbie and Ken's maybe a fucking motorcycle hauler.
Brian, this is what you practice for your retirement.
No. No.
Look how much the trailers are. They're to scale, though.
What the fuck?
Well, how big are they? Chaos, how big are
1/14. 1/14. So you blow them up 4 times their real life.
Oh, fuck.
Wow.
No, I think that truck.
Oh, that's tiny.
They end up being like this long.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So like you know construction RC, you know how they look tiny, but they're still pretty big.
Yeah.
They're the equivalent. Most of the construction equipment RCs are scaled to the semis because you can carry them on where's that trailer?
Oh, Red Hulk plays with RCs.
And that's just for some aluminum and wood.
Fuck off.
Gooseneck.
How much? $831?
$831.
Are you kidding me?
Are you gonna be pulling loads that you're getting paid
I was gonna
for?
say, yeah. For $831, I'm gonna be sitting on my driveway sending that fucking truck down the street to some kid's house to pull some shit. And he's gonna pay me. Fuck that.
No, you're gonna get a load where one of those other people with an RC
We got a dry
truck
van
is gonna-
box.
Holy crap.
That's an old one.
Yeah. It's pretty bad when you have to finance your RC trailer.
I'm an expensive hobby. It's an expensive hobby.
Holy.
Yeah, thank you.
But I had an idea. Like this hit me. This was my second video for Wednesday that hit me. I want to get a setup and then do videos on backing. You can literally do third person point of view or just different scenarios. Like
Just go buy a drone and park it above your fucking. I could buy a drone for cheaper than I could buy that truck and that trailer.
Yeah.
But you can't put that truck in different scenarios that are like off-road, embankments.
Well, no.
Slick conditions.
Well, you can, but you'll be paying a fucking tow truck to pull you out of it when you're done.
That's all I'm like. The idea kind of hit me, and I thought it'd be cool, but it's like these are future goals. Considering that's the truck with no electronics.
So what is this? In case your trucking career shits the bed and tanks, you got a backup or what?
No, I like building models, and it's a model I can play with.
There you go.
I thought that's what your dick is for.
I can't find it.
That's not a model. Because like I've already got one, but that's my truck.
Any
that's
alcohol power?
That is like this big.
Yeah.
But this is 1/10 where those are 1/14. So this would look like a monster truck next to those.
Right. Well, we've got a drone now, and I'm gonna start taking I said it last week, and then I left the goddamn thing sitting in the fucking living room, and I walked away from it.
No,
but this
Brian,
week I've got a drone, so we're taking the drone. I'm taking the drone with me this week to work, and we're gonna put that thing up because I can do some pretty cool shit.
Have you been practicing?
I've been practicing, yeah.
Now remember this, Brian. In the U.S., every state has different rules for drones.
Yeah,
where
I know.
They can be flown where they can't. And
most of them are by the weight of it, and then
depending on the size of the drone, you might have to have a fucking license to fly it.
I do. I've already been told I do.
But he's using it for a profit or a commercial use.
If all I'm doing is taking that drone, like say for example, I pull into a Flying J, and I want to blindside into somewhere, and I want to film it, I can put that drone about 60 feet above the truck and just park it there. Blindside, make my move, and then bring the drone back down, and they won't bother me. They will bother me if I want to get up around 400, 500, 600 feet and fly around and do some shit, and that I'm not going to do.
That's another regulation. If it's out of eyesight, that's when some other rural regulations.
Listen, I don't have the desire to do all that. Like I've done that here. Like I've had it out here, and I've gone like to the damn near to the next town over because I can get almost 4 miles with this thing.
Wow!
It'll go out 4 miles.
Isn't bad.
You run into DJI?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good drones. It's really good. It's got some shit on it that even I haven't figured out how to use. It's just
they're costly, but they're worth it.
Well, it costs $1, but I just like that it's user friendly for me. It's durable. Like I've already run it into I ran it into the back of Dar's car. Don't tell her. Right? Didn't hurt the drone. It didn't hurt the car. right? But I like it. So I'm just gonna fuck around with it. I'm just gonna fuck around with it.
You
So
can get some really cool shots with drones.
well, you know what? I wish I lived in a fucking city because I'd be the best peeping Tom you'd ever see. I'd have that parked. I'd have it parked out of every fucking bedroom window, like every.
There
single
are rules to that.
That's why there's regulations.
Damn. Well, you guys.
I had a drone for a weekend. And then
Yeah,
it ended up in a tree.
yeah.
Funny story about that. I had one that did that too, and it was there for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
My
brother-in-law, he did the same thing. He went out and he actually spent some good money on it. Like he spent some good bucks and he had it, I don't know, he had it about a month and then he literally nose drove it right into the ground, wasn't paying attention, doing something.
You get the orientation of which
I don't know what I don't know, but he couldn't find, put it this way, he hit the ground so hard he couldn't find all the parts.
Damn.
So, yeah.
There's some guys over that fish on the beach, ocean fish. They take a drone and they have an opener on the bottom of it.
Oh yeah,
and run it past the surf and drop the bait, so they don't have to paddle out and try to cast and then spool back in.
I've seen some guys that use tater cannons to do that.
Isn't that's like lazy fishing, isn't it?
Yes,
you're gonna take a drone. You're gonna take a drone. Literally, you're taking a drone to cast it out there for you.
Yep. Well, now when you fish in the ocean, you're going past the waves, sometimes past the second break of waves,
right?
So that you can drop it in steady water. If you were doing that by hand, that's one hell of a cast.
Yeah.
Or you have to get on the longboard and paddle your way out there. So the drone just makes it so much easier.
You know what I haven't done with this drone, and I didn't see it on any of the manuals. Like I don't know what its lifting capacity is. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to, because it's got like a small little thing, like it's like a swing underneath harness.
Yeah.
Like a sling. I'm just going to start fucking sticking things in it. Like start with an empty pop can. Okay. No problem. Then move up.
Look it up on YouTube.
Are you trying to figure out what its weight capacity pickup is?
Yeah, what the lifting capacity would be.
That should be in the manual, but it's going to be in like grams, and you should be used to that.
Or look it up on YouTube. I'll bet you money that there is a video of it on YouTube.
You're probably right, John. Yeah.
Somebody maxed out their drone just to see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I'm looking on the site. It looks like you can't even operate it whenever it gets cold.
What's that?
Batteries don't last in the cold, which is
yeah.
The EVs up north aren't a good idea.
The one I'm looking at, I don't know what it is in your temperature, but 14 Fahrenheit is the lowest that they say is the operating temperature. 14 degrees to 104 Fahrenheit.
Yep.
Okay, 14 Fahrenheit is like minus 18.
Would it be above? No, yeah, that's below freezing.
No, are you kidding? Yeah. Fucking, you crazy? Hold on here.
Your batteries aren't going to last a third of the time.
The oil in the motors,
okay,
their bearings in the motors will be thick.
14 Fahrenheit is minus 10 Celsius.
Wow.
Right? So yeah, you're cold. You're cold. Now I haven't run mine in the winter, but they did tell me because mine comes with 3 batteries, right? So I can always have 2 charged at any given time. So I can just
Red Hawk.
So I've got 3, but in the cold, I'm only going to get 15 minutes out of a battery, depending on what I'm doing. But in the weather today was easily in the mid 60s, right? And in that case, there I get 35 minutes out of a battery, and that's hard playing. Like you're driving that thing, you're really working
You're zipping around like racers.
Yeah, you're good, and I've got it in sport mode, right? I don't have it just in regular driving, so. Yeah, you're burning through batteries in 35 minutes.
Are your batteries lipos?
Yeah.
I figured they were, but I was just curious because you get a lot more runtime with lipos.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about letting them die though.
What person did you use to get the lipo?
What? Oh,
What
fuck
person
off.
did-
What person
I
did
love
use
how it says
to
they
get the
can't be shit. They can't be shit by boat or plane.
Oh wow.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's a lot of stuff that's shipped by air that I'm pretty sure there's a couple lipos on there.
Yeah.
It says, well, this one I'm looking at 34 minutes, and it's in 21.6 kph windless conditions.
Yeah.
Kilometers per hour.
Oh, that's how fast it's flying. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what the
in
standard
water
battery, I
and
guess.
air they use the metric, I think, for speed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I guess there's a bigger battery you could get. 47.
But you're also adding weight
Yeah.
at that point, so you might get a couple extra minutes for those couple extra grams.
Geez, you can't fly these very long at all. How do you get it 4 miles out if you got to pull it right back?
They're
don't you?
fast. They're
Well,
fast.
here you go, Don. That's fast. It like this
Oh,
thing
really?
here flies. Like it goes.
can-
You
The
can
DJI
get
can
road
hit
race
50
video.
miles an hour.
I can go out. Well, I've never gone out the full 4 miles, right? But I know that I've gone out just on reading the thing. I know I'm out at least 3 miles plus, right? And you could just turn it around and bring it back. The beautiful thing I like about mine, and most of them have it as well, is once the battery hits a certain level, the fucking thing comes back by itself.
Return to
It
home.
returns,
Oh.
right? Because what you do is when you put the new battery in it, right? You take it out, you put it, say, on the front of the driveway, and then there's a thing on my screen where I touch, and that is it remembers where it is, right? So then I can go fly it and do whatever. And if I'm not paying attention and the battery starts to run out, the computer calculates how much battery it needs to get from where it is back to that remembered spot where it remembers. And the thing just turns, it comes right out of your hands. You're not flying it anymore. It just turns around and comes right back and lands in your driveway.
Yeah, a
It's
lot
like-
of the price of them is the software.
Yeah, the software in it is really impressive.
Everything else is
Yeah.
pretty cheap because it's all plastic. It's all easily accessible parts. It's the software that makes those expensive.
Okay, so if you're using it to show someone how you're backing from the air and it runs out of juice while you're backing, where's it landing?
Wherever you
lot
set
better.
it to take off.
Wherever you set it to take off from.
So like, you don't set it
okay,
to
so
take
it's not
off your
gonna try
hood.
It's
You
not
go
gonna
put
try
it
to
on the
land on
ground
your
and
truck
it'll-
while you're in
No,
the truck.
no.
Oh, okay.
You would probably, what you would do is you'd get your truck situated into the position you want it to start.
Yeah.
You'd get out of the truck, put the drone down, right? Remember there, send it up, right? And then you'd sit in the cab of the truck, you'd with your remote, you'd situate the drone wherever you wanted it, press record, right? Because it'll start recording,
and hold
right?
position.
And then you can just take the remote, put it down, back the truck in, do what you got to do, get the truck all backed in, pull your brakes, grab your remote, bring the drone back down.
Okay.
It's actually really cool. A lot of the things that I think Just Truck and JT, he's got one.
Yeah.
He does
Just
some
hit
pretty
his back because he crashed it.
yeah, he's done some pretty cool shit with his. There was a bunch of the boys down at Matt's, right, this year. They had drones and they were out because, of course, they had trucks outside as well. And they really did it pretty good.
They had to be careful. They were right next to an airport, though.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I'm not around an airport. I don't have to worry about it out here, you know?
So would these DJIs,
Yeah.
are they tree proof? Can you keep
Well,
them
hold on. That all depends on how far you run it into
How
the
hard
tree.
you hit it and how far it's got to fall. If
Yeah.
it
Okay,
falls.
my issue was it was up high and it landed on
truck.
the tree. I flew it into the branch and it rested on the branch.
It was probably fine. You could have sent one of your kids up to go get it. It would have been all right.
Well, I was at the top of the tree.
Well, you send the littlest one.
Kid.
I used to climb trees when I was little, all the way to the
Exactly.
fucking top.
You send,
Yeah, that's-
well,
that's
what
the
you
only
do
downside
is
of drones.
you go. What you do here, Don? What you do is you go buy another drone, right? with a little sling and a hook, and then you fly it up to pick up
Fishing
yours, and
line.
then you
Fishing rod
return
or
the
double hook.
yeah you return the second one you bought and said I don't like it. It doesn't work properly, and you get your money back.
Hey, there's your second business, drone rescue by drone.
Drone
There you
rescue.
go. Exactly.
Hey, it's
I never
viable.
got that drone back.
If you get the right one, you can set it to track a target, and then you don't have to fly it at all because it uses GPS and everything else.
That's the thing, right? Like that's the other thing you can do, and we did it. I did it already with outside here. Is you can just set it to like basically track the computer, and then I can just hold the remote. I can walk down the street, and the drone flies right over my head and just follows me down the street. Wherever I walk, I can walk down the end of the street and make a left-hand turn. The fucking drone follows me, makes a left-hand turn. Wherever I go, that fucking drone follows me. And you can do it in your truck, right? So say you're, I don't know, you're pulling into a truck stop and you want to drive around the truck stop.
Or you want to see where there's an empty spot before you get back there?
Yeah, put the fucking drone in the air and then forget about it. And the goddamn fucking drone, it'll follow you around the truck. So you can drive circles around that truck stop and that drone will follow you around in circles.
If I get directions that tell me I have to go down this dirt road, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know what's down that dirt road. I've never been down it before. I don't know if I can turn around. Do I walk that road or do I send my drone down there?
You could send the drone down.
I would send the drone.
I'd send my drone.
Yeah.
That way I get to see everything that's on that road down that way.
And then you don't got to make that walk back.
Yes. How high are the tree branches?
Exactly.
Is there a spot where I can turn around that's solid? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
If those questions aren't answered, my truck's not rolling.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
They got a lot of these.
Yes.
Yeah, DJI is pretty much leading that industry like GoPro is leading capturing cams.
3, 4, 5. They got 6 different drones. How in the world do you even know which one to get?
Well, look at what they're offering, Don. What is it you want it for? If all you wanted is just to poke around, if all you wanted is just to poke around in your backyard with your kids and play and teach you whatever like that, right? But then they've got sport. Like go on YouTube and watch some of these guys that are sport, like they do this for like sport,
like
right? Racing, they're drone racing,
and they're doing it FPV. They're wearing goggles, so all they see is what the camera sees. And they're flying through cracks this big because they're flipping them sideways.
It is impressive.
Doing about 60.
I'd get sick.
Yeah.
These guys are like the things that they get up and they drone. They go back to sleep. They get up, they drone, they go back to sleep.
So there's some channels out there that do the droning that are huge. Like we're talking like million subscribers type deal. Yeah. Like YouTube channels.
Like I come across them all the time on Facebook, just scrolling where it'll be like guys in abandoned buildings, like out in industrial parks, like Detroit. They're just zipping around they're like hauling.
They have professional drone racing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Red Hawk's got it. Red Hawk stadiums. Look at this. Red Hawk's got it figured out right here.
I'm pretty sure that was a thing that's been done.
You know what? If I'm telling you right now, if that hat business doesn't work out for Red Hawk, there you go. He's got this nailed right here, eh?
Couple kilos or a couple grams at a time, though.
Well, think about this. Think about this. There are military units that use small drones with automatic weapons on them.
Yeah.
Specifically because the personnel are not at risk.
Yeah.
They can send that drone to track somebody.
And then the funny thing is,
the time to hit.
The funny thing is, John, the guy flying that drone is sitting in a fucking basement somewhere in Virginia.
Well,
no, in that case, the guy flying that drone is a spec ops guy. That is within a couple of miles of that radius.
Well, you know, in California, they're already using drones for like Amazon delivery.
Yeah, they do it here in Florida.
Down in South America, they're using it for medical hospitals to transport blood.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on, you telling me that Amazon has? If you live in California and I ordered this stapler on Amazon. You telling me that an hour later a drone is going to land in my living room and deliver this?
It's going to airdrop it in your backyard.
Yep.
It'll stay up at about 200 feet and it'll drop down either a little grapple hook on it or it'll just fly by and then drop it with a little parachute.
There's a weight limit. There's a weight limit to it.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, literally, I order within an hour, a drone comes from Orlando. That's 45 minutes from me by car. 90 miles.
Yeah.
And that drone comes from Orlando to Melbourne and will drop that package in my backyard. Not my front yard where anybody can get it. In my back fucking yard.
If you really want to know some stuff about that, Mark Robber has a YouTube channel where I think it's South America.
Yeah.
Where he went down there and he saw them do where they're using drones that are more airplane than quadcopter to deliver medical supplies.
Yeah. Mark's an amazing engineer.
I love his porch pirate bomb.
Oh my God, that shit's fucking hilarious.
Okay, you know what? That I was about to say, like, if I had like when I got the drone, if I lived in the city, oh Don, you're killing us. If I lived in the city, I'd have more fun with that drone dropping bombs and dropping stink shit and dropping. I'd have flaming bags of poo landing on everybody's fucking porch. I'd figure out a way to get to light it just before the drone dropped it, right? And then it would just hammer when it.
It's called a servo with a Bic lighter.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Which that's the other cool reason I got into my RC stuff.
Yeah, good.
All you need is like a 4-channel remote, and then your drone with its remote, you can run a second receiver, and it'll do everything. Like that's robotics.
Yeah, well, that's
non-programmed.
That's for kids. I'm gonna play with my little drone. Well, it's not a little drone; it's a pretty big drone. I'm gonna play with my drone, and that's
yours the one with the collapsible arms or with the permanent legs.
No, it's collapsed. Mine, all my, they all collapse in.
Legs.
And no, by the time I'm done with the whole thing is about this big. Like it's not very big, but when I open it, it's probably like that all the way around.
Yeah, it's probably about 2 feet across.
Yeah,
remember this.
It's about a foot.
Yeah.
Now remember this. It's all good until you get a smart ass like me that has a frequency jammer.
Or a shotgun.
Frequency jammer, I'll kill any radio signal that you have.
Or a shotgun.
Yeah, well, you're not killing the radio signal from down there. I know where you are.
Won't it still return home though?
Hey?
It's one of those things where it depends on how sophisticated the programming is. If it loses signal, return home emergency.
It depends on how it's set. If you're close, if you have a jammer close enough to the hand signal, it'll reset everything.
And it'll just drop.
Yep.
Well, it'll just drop right out of the sky?
Yep.
Because you gotta remember that signal for the throttle for up and down, a lot of the sophisticated ones you push up, and when you stop, it stops.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them where you've got to hold it. With the cheaper ones, like the toy ones, you've actually got to hold it most of the time to keep it hovering.
Right.
But with the ones where wherever you stop that toggle, it stops.
As soon as I take my thumb off the toggle, it stops in place wherever it is.
It's a whole feature in programming. That's another reason they're more expensive. They've got a lot more programming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm getting pretty good with it. I've got it to the point now where like I can fly it with enough accuracy that I can actually fly it up to a vehicle. Like Dar pulled up the driveway and I was in the back of the house. The drone was up the front and she came out and she got out of the car and I had the drone right there. Like when she came out of the car.
So you're using the camera to fly instead
of I don't have the goggles or nothing, but what I did is I can use my phone, but I use my iPad.
Yeah, that's the other good thing about the DJI.
Right? You buy the special piece, right? That just screws into the bottom of the mount, and it'll actually hold an iPad. So I've got not the big iPad, but the decent sized one, and that really gives you a good view, a really good, and it's easy to use.
You don't have the app controls where you don't need the joystick controller. You can actually have the thumb pads right there on your iPad.
Yeah, like you're using your phone like a console.
Everything.
Yeah, fuck off. That's too much. No.
I wouldn't want to use that just because your finger sliding on the screen. There's always that chance.
Well, you know what it is? It's because like I play Call of Duty, so I like my thumbs like moving. So
There's something about joysticks.
something about a joystick. You got it, man. Something about a joystick. So
Hey, I'm gonna
anyway, you know what, boys? I'm gonna call this a night.
Yeah.
You guys jack off too much. That's a problem.
Either hand. Either hand.
Thanks,
really gifted.
Thanks for having me, Will Burner.
Hey,
Yeah.
Invader, anytime, man. You just say the word anytime, man. Love having you around. You guys go check that AA. Go check him out. Trucking with Liberty. That's actually Invader, but he's I don't know what he's doing. He's got 2 different channels just in case he blows up and he's too good. So now he's gonna,
WCF Invader's my personal.
Okay, so WCF Invaders is personal.
So he's got one he can WTF, and the other one he's kind of big.
Another, yeah, exactly. One he can ghost you with and fuck with you, and the other one is his real fucking channel. So yeah.
The next video I'm working on is about fuel economy. Hold
on. Before we go, I meant to ask you about that. I saw, I think the short. You ran 10.3 miles per gallon.
I think it was 10.1.
Damn.
It was because I filled up today. It was 710 miles I went, and it held 70 gallons, and that's me stuffing the tanks, dropping the air suspension, because my tank, I fill them up from the front of the tanks, so I drop the air so that way all the fuel goes to the back, and I could put as much in as I can.
Balance it out. Gotcha.
Yeah.
10.1 miles per gallon.
Yeah. Then before that, I think it was like 9.6 or something.
Yeah, you're following the 59 mile an hour fucking rule,
55.
aren't you? 55.
Damn.
I think that ISX gets the best economy when it's at 11 and a half RPM.
Yeah,
that's what I'm discovering.
Yeah, yeah. He's right.
He's right. I know, but I ain't running that slow.
Well, my truck's geared for, as Will Burner put it in a previous live, my truck is geared to run 80 miles an hour. That's why I have to do 55 to get it that low on RPM.
Yeah.
My truck will run triple digits.
Yeah, well,
mine probably would too if I pushed it.
Yeah. I got 308. I got a 308 rear end in mine, so I can run that up to 90 mile an hour, 95 mile an hour comfortably, and it won't hurt. I'm good. But if I want fuel mileage, like optimum fuel mileage out of my truck, 65, man.
Yeah,
fucking 65 mile an hour. At 65 mile an hour, I'm at 1,050 RPM, just under 1,100 RPM. Set the cruise control, and I'm at 8.8 miles per gallon all day long. All day long.
I do the speed limit.
Yeah, but I have a run that I'm able to do 55 and not be late or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't have the same deal, right? So
yeah.
Right. And I all last week, my fuel mileage last week, I was actually at like 7.9 last week because I did 3 round trips like down to Jersey. So I was up and down Pennsylvania hills, up and down 81. I was up and down 81 and up and down the 476 all week. That's all I did. So I was constantly pulling. So I got 7.9 miles per gallon my average last week. That's the lowest. That's the lowest I've turned in probably fucking months.
Hills will definitely smoke you.
Well, it does.
According to my ELD app, my fuel consumption or fuel economy went from 7.5 in late February to 10 now.
Damn.
Yeah.
And late February is when I started this dedicated run. So it's been on the same run, same
weight. That's a big jump in savings.
I was going to say, you know what? Are you actually going through your fuel statements and saying, okay, from this, because you could probably do it over a 30-day period. So from before, so you go from this 30-day period to this 30-day period, I was doing like 7 point whatever. And now I'm doing this from this 30-day period to this 30-day period. And then, okay, so I spent this much here. Let's just say it was fucking $3,500. But for some reason now it's only $2,800. Have you noticed like a dollar value difference?
I haven't broken it down into dollars because fuel price kind of fluctuates, but I've broke it down to fuel economy levels. Like 1 week I did 70, which is speed limit down here, the whole week, and I got 7.25.
Yeah.
And the next week is when I did 55, and it went up to 9.25.
Right.
So
damn.
that's why
I remember when trucks got 4 miles a gallon, if you were lucky.
And you didn't care because fuel was 49 cents a gallon.
Yeah. It was,
and you didn't have
a lot
brakes.
cheaper.
Go truck yourself. Hold on, I want to read that. 1350 RPM is 65 mile an hour. So you got 370 rear ends. You got 370 gear ratio in that truck. And at that speed, with a 370 gear ratioed rear end with a 13-speed manual, I'm assuming you got a manual, even with an automatic, your optimum fuel mileage for that right there is 60 miles an hour. On that setup you've got there at 1350 at 65, you got 370s at 60 miles an hour. You run that truck at 60 miles an hour. If you're an owner operator, you run it at 60 miles an hour, you'll have 8 miles to gallon. Damn. Fuck, I forgot how good I was. Damn it. Fuck.
I think
all right.
Like 2.42 gears.
All right.
I think it's mine truck's like 2.42 gears or something like that.
You got 240. What year is your truck?
15.
What is it?
A
Cascadia?
Yeah.
242?
I think, or maybe 224, something like that.
Are you sure it's 2?
I could have swore it is. I go out to the truck, but I'll probably lose service.
Okay, here.
I'm going to call it a night.
Don, at 65 mile an hour, where's your RPMs?
It's getting close to 1,500.
Okay, so you've probably got 3. You don't have 2.6. You don't have 2 somethings. You got 3 somethings. At 65 miles an hour, if you're at 1,500 RPM, you've got 3. What?
324.
No, he does. He's got 373s. He's got 373s at 65 mile an hour.
Man,
at 1,400 RPM. He's got 373 rear ends.
Because I could have swore it was like 2 something.
When he posts a video tomorrow, you're gonna have to jump on there and leave a comment.
Well, you know what? I could be wrong, but
I need to do mine for today.
On the average, right? For if you most, let's say the gear ratios, the high ends, you're at the 411s, right? 411s, and you got 410s, you got 400s, you got 390 or 395s, and that's 390s, 373s, 370s, 355, 350, 308 or 336s, 324, 308s, dude, I know this shit like fucking off my head, obviously. So, but I also know that at this gear ratio for optimum fuel mileage, what you should be running for fucking speed for your RPMs. So,
all right, Ronan.
Shut up. Fuck you. All right, you guys all go to bed. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, it's been almost 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Yeah, whatever.
And I'll put it in that video I make this weekend.
There you go.
I like Red Hawk. I always get 8.2 miles per gallon of fucking not giving a fuck speed. Well, you still can't hurt my feeling there, you wetback, so fuck off. All right, guys. See you later.
All right. See
I'll see you out on the road next week. I'll probably go live sometime out the road.
Cool.
All right, man. Take it easy, John. Be safe. Man.
You might want to think about doing the video on taxes, write-offs, and stuff like that.
You know what? I could do it, and it's something that we've thought about doing before. But the problem I've got is the tax laws in the U.S. are so much different than they are in Canada. There are some similarities, but I don't know enough about U.S. taxes, and believe me, I'm not taking a course. I'm not. It's if I had like when we've got an audience in here, most of the people in here are U.S.
Oh yeah.
Right? And John, I just don't know enough about the U.S. taxes. I could probably find somebody and bring him in and maybe do an interview or something like that, but I don't like to do that.
True.
Right. But it's a good idea. I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, man. All right,
right,
have
man.
a good night. Go
Later,
pick
bro.
on Dar.
Okay. Bye.
Later.
Later. All right, convicts. I am having something to eat. I'm going to say goodnight to my woman. So appreciate you guys all stopping in. Red Hawk, thanks for hanging out. Tolga, always a pleasure seeing you. Go truck yourself. Thanks for being in here. Chaos, thanks for being Chaos. John Nichols, good man there. Appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate everything you're saying. So trucks, everybody else that was in here, thanks a lot. And all of you guys that threw your comments up and stuck around, actually, I appreciate you after the first live crash. You stuck around, came back for the second one. So thanks for that. And you know what? I'll catch you guys out on the road. I'll probably be doing a live, probably maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. Okay. And with that, we'll talk to you later. Be good.